morning, Manitoba. It is Tuesday, June 24th. You're watching CTV Morning Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, kids, this is their official last week. Some are done Friday, some are done Thursday, and they'll be heading to the lakes, they'll be heading to the pools. So the Life Saving Society of Manitoba has some important reminders as we head out on those bodies of water about safety, how to protect ourselves, and how to be safe on the waterways. But first, your headlines. Major changes coming to Graham Avenue as Winnipeg's transit network gets an overhaul. We'll show you what's planned. Manitoba's wildfire emergency is over, but the fight isn't finished. We'll explain what lifting the state of emergency means and what's next for evacuees. And snow way. It's June and parts of BC and Alberta are getting a chilly surprise. Oh boy, it was
no way.
Yeah, that's not what you want to wake up to in the morning. But although this morning it was cool when I woke up, I was surprised by how cool it was out there.
Yeah, a chill to the air for sure. I mean, I'm not hating it knowing that it's going to be warming up quickly, but 5 degrees is where we begin, and that puts us well below seasonal. A normal low would be about 12 degrees. So yeah, not even close to that this morning. Throw the extra sweater on. You're probably going to want it, but not for long. Those temperatures will be on the rise today. At the moment, we've got winds out of the south-southeast 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 95%. Well, the sun is already up and it's going to start to warm us up now. Taking a look at the satellite image, clear conditions here through southern Manitoba, but you can see there's a bit of activity in areas just north of us, moving through west central Manitoba, tracking further east, a system of some showers. And so there you can see it on the Futurecast too and how it'll play out today. Still remaining quite clear for us here through the most southern part of the province, and there's a bit of a clear sky through some parts of kind of north central Manitoba. Further that you go into the north, a few extra clouds, and then that might become some scattered patchy shower activity. But even here in the south, while it's clear for now, we do have the possibility of getting clipped with a thunderstorm for later on into the day. Temperatures, though, they're going to be on the rise today. Warmer than yesterday. Yesterday ended up being a bit of a cool day. Nice bit of a break, I suppose, from the heat that we're going to get back to again, because today slightly above seasonal with pretty clear conditions, save that risk of a thunderstorm into the afternoon. Tomorrow, maybe a few extra clouds and slightly cooler temperatures, but up to 26 today. Brief cool down, mid-20s, high 20s, which is where we'll stay all weekend long.
Thank you, Terry. Big changes are coming to Graham Avenue in downtown Winnipeg as its 30 years as a transit mall will end next week.
On Sunday, the buses will move off of Graham Avenue. And in just 3 weeks after that, we will completely transform this stretch of Graham.
Officials with the city, Downtown Biz, and Centre Venture are painting a picture of what we'll see, including art installations, artistic lighting, and street murals. You'll be able to sit in the shade on custom-built street furniture, be on the lookout for new planters, picnic tables, and even ping-pong tables. More art and activities will pop up along the street throughout the summer, designed to transform downtown into something more than just a place to go to work.
Together, we're adding features that invite folks to play and enjoy the space. Maybe not what you always think about when you come downtown.
What we're starting on Graham Avenue will mark a turning point in how we envision, use, and experience our downtown.
Winnipeg's new primary transit network launches on Sunday. As part of the change, buses will no longer travel along much of Graham Avenue, but service will continue between Gary Street and Main Street, though the routes that service these stops will change. After nearly 4 weeks, Manitoba is no longer under a wildfire-related state of emergency.
As things have been getting safer and as normal government channels have allowed us to deliver the services, we've come to a place where we can remove the state of emergency and just respect the freedoms and normal course of business that our society should always operate under.
Premier Evacuee says while the emergency rules are no longer needed, the situation remains serious. States of emergency allow for law changes and freedom restrictions so various levels of government can work quickly in a disaster. Canoe says the decision was made in part because the danger has receded and many evacuees are heading home. About 9,000 of the 21,000 forced out have been allowed to return home, and that number is expected to climb as more head home in the coming days, particularly to Flin Flon.
And so, we are getting a lot of calls from folks that are concerned that they're still seeing active fire, and that is okay. These are very large fires. We do have staff on the ground who are responding to any potential issues or risks to the community.
There are 22 active wildfires in Manitoba, 7 of which are considered out of control. More than 909,000 hectares have burned, an area roughly 20 times the size of Winnipeg. There's a welcome update for those from Flin Flon who had to leave home due to wildfires. CTV's Alex Carpa has the latest on what's next for evacuees.
Favorable conditions are now allowing the province to get a better handle on the wildfire situation. The state of emergency that had been in place for almost a month in Manitoba has now been lifted.
We're still providing these services, but we're able to deliver them using the normal channels of government.
Over 21,000 Manitobans were forced to evacuate their homes due to the wildfires, but many are going back.
Do you miss Flin Flon?
Go back there.
Noelle Drimmy and her family have been living in Winnipeg since they were forced to leave Flin Flon. They will now be heading home later this week.
I feel cautiously optimistic.
Returning home is something Drimmy has looked forward to for weeks, but doesn't know what she'll be returning home to.
What are the state of the fridges and freezes are, and because we had power outages and things like that. But what I've heard from other people who have returned, things seem relatively okay.
But not everyone has a place to go home to. Cindy Pedwell felt helpless watching her doorbell camera as the fire ripped through her place in Denair Beach, Saskatchewan.
It was really quite devastating and heartbreaking.
She has a business in Flin Flon and is eager to reopen, but says she won't be going back for a few days.
I also don't want to be part of the mayhem of the convoy that goes back on Wednesday, because when we left in it, my gosh, it took over 3 times as long to get where we were going.
As Flin Flon evacuees slowly migrate back to the community, the mayor says that many services won't be readily available and is asking those who are returning to bring about 2 weeks worth of food.
People have had enough. They want to go back to their homes. They want to go back to their lives. So it's worth trying, but it isn't outside of the realm of reason that something could happen again.
As for Drimmy and Pedwell, the return will be overwhelming, and both say they are prepared for an emotional experience. Alex Carpa, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Israel this morning is accusing Iran of breaking a ceasefire just hours after it came into effect. There was a brief calm only after the two sides exchanged more strikes before the deal took hold. Explosions were reported across southern Israel. 3 people were said to have been killed. Israel, meanwhile, hit a missile site in western Iran. But what happens now? Israel is vowing to respond forcefully. State media in Iran calls accusations it violated the ceasefire wrong. President Trump announced the ceasefire after Iran hit back at the U.S. for attacking its nuclear sites. Iran says it attacked the largest U.S. military base in Qatar. Iran gave notice to the U.S. and Qatar hours before the strike, and no injuries were reported. Former Winnipeg Blue Bombers All-Star Adam Bighill is headed west. On Sunday, the Calgary Stampeders announced the signing of Bighill to their practice roster. The 36-year-old Bighill is the 3-time winner of the Most Outstanding Defensive Player Award, an 8-time West Division All-Star, and a 6-time League All-Star. Bighill has won 3 Grey Cup rings, 1 as a member of the BC Lions and 2 with the Blue Bombers. However, the 12-year veteran was released by the Bombers in January and has yet to suit up in 2025. He stated in a social media post following the release that he planned to keep playing. Who ordered snow in June? BC and Alberta did, apparently. This is video taken in Elkford, BC. The area was covered in fresh snow. And toward southern Alberta, many ski resorts saw some fresh powder on the mountain. Glad it's them and not us. Here's a look at what's happening at Confusion Corner. Looks like things are moving well over here, starting off. No issues to tell you about. If you do see any problems out there, though, please let us know. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who is telling us and reminding us all about safety near bodies of water, whether it's pools or lakes. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. Yeah, we're spending the morning with the Life Saving Society learning about various components of water safety, including lifeguarding. Do you at home have what it takes to be a lifeguard? There are 3 different certifications, including the bronze medallion, which we're going to be learning coming up at 6:37. You have to be able to swim 400 meters of the pool in just 12 minutes. There's 15 hours of both in-class and exam certification, of course, done on the water. And so much more when it comes to identifying those hazards. So we're going to be learning about what that is as well. So much more, and I just can't get to it in a minute, Rochelle, but it's certainly important given this time of year.
It's a good reminder. Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Terry, your Tuesday just got a whole lot cuter because this pup's underwater fan club is absolutely adorable. Check this out. This dog isn't being coy about liking his aquatic acquaintances. Check out the friendly fish as they swim up to the pooch and gently nibble his paw. It's a pretty rough life. Saying hello.
It's like those little piranha pedicures.
Yeah, totally. That dog's loving this.
Oh my goodness.
What a relaxing day at the spa, the pool.
Oh, I love it. I mean, they're both so curious about each other. So cute.
How's it feeling out there?
I am just standing in the sunshine. I mean, there's a cool feel to the air. We were at 5 degrees. We've warmed up now to 6 degrees, which is still well below seasonal. But that sun directly on me, and if you're in the shade, don't get me wrong, you find yourself in a shadow and it is cool, but that sun, you can tell it's going to be a warm one today just by the strength of it already. Bit of a breeze this morning. It's on the lighter side, but that will change later today. The winds will be getting stronger, but for now, 12K winds out of the south-southeast. The pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 96%, and we're looking at clear, sunny conditions, and that's how we're going to kick off the morning. There is a little bit of rain in areas just to the north of us, moving through central Manitoba. Some showers are expected through the day. Parts of northern Manitoba might this afternoon start to see some very light and scattered patchy shower activity. There are a few extra clouds hanging around the north this morning. And we too, while we're experiencing the sunshine for now, have the possibility of seeing a shower or maybe a thunderstorm rolling through later today. Still, it's going to be a warm one. Oh, and a windy one too. Breeze will be picking up, but those temperatures soaring into the mid to high 20s. Taking a break right now. We'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live weather brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
Good morning, it is 6:15. Mounties continue to appeal for information about a vehicle spotted leaving the community of Victoria Beach shortly after a double homicide Friday. RCMP say a white truck was seen driving at high speed south on Highway 59 following the shooting, which happened around 2 a.m. and killed 2 people. The bodies of a 29-year-old man and 41-year-old woman were found at a property in the community some 115 kilometers northeast of Winnipeg. Investigators from multiple agencies are still at the scene. They've spoken with several people, including the property owner. Anyone with information is asked to contact Powerview RCMP or Crime Stoppers. RCMP believe the incident was a targeted attack and the risk to public safety is low. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in The Hague this morning for the NATO summit, a day after signing a new security and defense pact with the European Union.
It will help us deliver on our new requirements for capabilities more rapidly and more effectively. Will help build our industries, secure our jurisdictions.
The new Security and Defense Pact is meant to diversify trade and defense industrial partnerships. It's also a first step toward more defense procurement from Europe and an eventual plan to get Canada into the Rearm Europe military program. As for his trip to the Netherlands for the NATO summit, today Prime Minister Mark Carney will meet with several European leaders before a family photo and dinner. Full meetings are being held tomorrow when U.S. President Donald Trump will also attend. Yesterday marked the 40th anniversary of Canada's worst terrorist attack, the bombing of an Air India flight killing all 329 people on board. Most of the victims were Canadian.
Canada never really viewed this as a Canadian tragedy. It never really got into the psyche of Canadians, and then our politicians basically ignored it for many years.
Family members are calling for Canada to do more so future generations understand the impact of the tragedy. On June 23, 1985, Air India Flight 182 took off from Montreal en route to Mumbai, India. A bomb planted by 6 separatists exploded just off the coast of Ireland. The bombing remains the largest mass murder in Canadian history. 1/3 of the victims were children. Events were held across the country on Monday, as well as in India and Ireland, to remember those who died. A Winnipeg veteran is going above and beyond for those who lost their lives in the line of duty. Included in those efforts are 2 soldiers buried at Transcona Cemetery who have been unknown for decades. CTV's Joseph Bernacki reports.
Veteran Peter Martin has been coming to Transcona Cemetery every November for years, bringing students to the annual No Stone Left Alone ceremony at the Field of Honor. 2 years ago, the kids asked him why 2 graves had no names.
I was in tears. I was devastated. I said, you mean for over 20 years I've been bringing students here and they have not honored those 2 because nobody knew their names. They weren't marked.
Since then, he has been hard at work trying to solve that mystery.
We started the last year working to find out what happened, how we could overturn this, and how we can make it happen.
Months of research and phone calls led to 2 names, William Cabot Lodge and William Howard Chester. Lodge died in 2005, and Chester passed away 23 years ago this week.
Everyone who serves signs that same piece of paper saying they'll serve the country when needed, where needed. And these 2 did that, Korea, World War II.
It's not clear why these graves were left unmarked, but Martin felt compelled to identify these men.
But nobody knows, and nobody knew. I felt so bad that I could at least honor them and say thank you for your service.
He asked fellow veteran Joe Sapaschuk to make 2 temporary crosses. Sapaschuk quickly made them in his garage.
We had to right a wrong that's been for 20 years. There's an old Ukrainian saying Vichnaya Pamyat, meaning you will be remembered. So you have to honor those that went before you.
Permanent markers will be made with the help of the Last Post Fund, an organization which helps thousands of military families connect with the unmarked graves of loved ones.
To date, I believe we're about 8,000 unmarked grave headstones that we've been able to erect.
Chester's great-grandson said Martin's work has unlocked a new chapter in his family history.
It's been profound in a way. You know, when they hear things like this, it really does gladden their hearts. And I know that that's the case for me personally as well.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Canada has their fate in their own hands tonight in the final group stage game at the CONCACAF Gold Cup.
Nelson chips this one in towards the back post. It'll drop for Saliba, who drives it in. It's 1-0 Canada.
Ideally, they'll play better than they did versus Curacao on Saturday at a match that ended 1-1 thanks to a late Curacao goal. A win tonight would mean they win their group and would face a weaker opponent in the quarterfinal. Second place in the group also advances, but they'd be the lower seed. You can catch all the action on TSN. An art exhibition on display at Portage Place features works created by individuals in Victoria Hospital's outpatient mental health services program.
It was just a great experience for, community care.
Earlier this month, Art in the Garden was held at Victoria Hospital's Miracle Garden. The event is a collaboration between the Foundation and Art Beat Studio and is designed to foster creativity and healing through artistic expression.
Art is an amazing way to participate, socialize, heal, do something with your hands, and we find that it's a great activity for the mental health patients to do at our hospital.
Art in the Garden was created by Tracy Stoppel, whose mother lived with schizophrenia and found comfort in art. The artwork will be on display at Studio Central in Portage Place through July 6th. Here's a look now what's going on at Portage at Polo Park. Things are moving well over here. It's a gorgeous start to your Tuesday morning. If you see any problems out on the streets, though, please let us know.
Yeah, that sun is bright this morning and very few clouds that we're seeing out there, too. You can see that as we take a look now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. So clear and sunny, a little bit cool. These temperatures that we're waking up to this morning are below seasonal most places. So a normal low temperature would be 12 degrees. We're not even seeing double digits at all throughout southern Manitoba. As cool as 4 degrees over in Sprague, Gimli, Brandon, and then beating that out. We've got Pinawa coming in at 3. So certainly feeling the chill this morning. It won't be for long. Now that that sun is up, it'll start to warm us up, and we're actually in for slightly above seasonal temperatures, not by much, but a degree or so. And then there's northern Manitoba, also in those mid-single digits. You've got a few extra clouds this morning, not quite as much sunshine. And then through more of central Manitoba, that's where the rain is falling this morning. So you can see that here on the satellite image. Meanwhile, very clear conditions across southern Manitoba. We do, though, have the possibility, maybe this afternoon, of seeing not just a few more clouds building up, but possibly a thunderstorm. 12 degrees, though, expected as we're sending kids off to school. So we'll make some pretty impressive leaps over the next couple of hours, up to 25 degrees by the time they're coming home, with a few more clouds, slightly stronger winds, and then into the late afternoon or evening time, that possibility of thunderstorms is there today. A little bit cloudier tomorrow and just slightly cooler, only by a few degrees, back up into the mid and then the high 20s as we're looking ahead to the coming weekend. It was a gorgeous day, blue sky out in Miami, Manitoba. Thanks to Jeanette for this beautiful photo of the Railway Museum. Keep the pictures coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather, CTV.ca. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live School Day Forecast is brought to you by Rainbow Stage, your season to sing.
Good morning. Many of us use search engines several times a day to find products and services, and most of the time, everything works smoothly. However, some criminals are now creating fake websites that look like the real thing, trying to steal your banking and personal information. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
How was I supposed to know it was a scammer? I really didn't know that.
Ruth Jean of London operates her own company and needed to set up a business account with the Canada Revenue Agency. In March, she did a Google search to find the CRA's website.
And I clicked on it. It opened out. The CRA name was on there.
Jean says she was asked to put in her social insurance number and other personal information. Then she was asked for her banking details.
I asked for the card number, the ATM password, and the expiration date for the card and all that information. So I put it in. After I submit the information, the screen went blank.
Jean was on a fake spoof CRA website that looked like the real thing. Once criminals had her banking information, they emptied her bank account of more than $26,000.
You thought you were on the real PC Financial website?
Of course I did.
Earlier this year, we did a story with a senior trying to buy GICs who also got caught in a fake website scam that cost him $750,000.
I've got zero, nothing.
We reached out to Google, and a spokesperson said, when we find ads that breach our policies, we take immediate action, including removing the ads and suspending advertiser accounts when necessary.
Individuals can actually pay to have their listing right at the top, and some of those listings are not verified, and they're what we call spoofed websites.
Cybersecurity experts say you need to make sure you're on the proper website before entering financial information. Third-party link checkers can also help detect fraud.
The easiest way is to read the URL, which is the address, the domain address, up in the browser. Make sure that it's accurate, that it's spelled accurately. Look for the padlock in the browser. That padlock means that there is a security certificate and that your information is encrypted.
Jean says she is devastated to lose her hard-earned money.
I feel sad. I feel like angry. I was just trying to sign up for a business account on CRA.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Coming up, we have some important water safety reminders for you, including some tips from the Life Saving Society of Manitoba. Stay with us.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
It's 6 degrees outside right now with the south-southeast wind 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure rising, the humidity at 96%, and that sky, oof, is looking good this morning, isn't it? Clear, sunny conditions. That's expected through most of southern Manitoba. Totally different story in areas just to the north of us. You can see through central Manitoba right now a system of showers passing through. That's going to be possibly moving up into parts of northern Manitoba. Not quite as organized, a little more scattered and patchy. But in fact, even here in the south, where we're going to experience plenty of sunshine through the morning and midday, even into the early afternoon, we do have the possibility of a thunderstorm for later on, kind of more late afternoon or into the early evening. 26 degrees, though, slightly above seasonal, although 25 is now normal for this time of year. We will notice those winds increasing, though, out of the southwest and at times getting up to 50 kilometers per hour. So a warm one, a windy one, and then possibly a stormy one. Just a few clouds, though, expected overnight as the sky begins to clear again. 9 degrees, not quite as cool as this past night was. We dipped as low as 5. We're now making some gains, but that is a little bit below the normal low of 12. The southwest winds will remain a little bit strong and gusty, shifting out of the northeast tomorrow. A little bit more cloud cover is expected and slightly cooler temperatures. 23 is where we'll be topping out. Still a mild day, just not quite the seasonal 25, but we're back to that and then surpassing it. You can see we're going to be feeling the heat into the coming weekend with the possibility of some showers early Saturday morning.
Thank you, Terry. Smart water meters are on their way for the city of Winnipeg, and now the Public Service is recommending against an opt-out option. The technology allows meters to be read remotely from a central location using radio transmitters. In its report, the Public Service says offering an opt-out program tends to result in very low uptake, and it would cost about $250,000 annually to maintain the old system. Instead, it suggests rolling out a public awareness campaign on the safety of the transmitters and giving customers the option to have the antennas installed outside their homes at their own expense. The report goes before councillors Friday. An alarming amount of sewage spilled into Winnipeg rivers last year, so much in fact, it's enough to fill the Pen Am pool more than 4,800 times. More than 12 billion liters of raw sewage were discharged into the Red and Assiniboine rivers in 2024. That's according to the latest report from the city's Water, Waste and Environment Committee. 1,332 separate incidents occurred over the year. The city is pointing to precipitation as the main cause. Ottawa is now using buses to get Canadians out of Israel and the West Bank. Canada also has buses stationed at the border crossing between Iran and Turkey. This comes after Ottawa said it would help Canadians flee the region after they find their own ways to neighboring countries. A little more than 60 Canadians yesterday left Israel and the West Bank by bus. Officials say just 10 people made use of the buses stationed at the Iranian border. Canada started offering spots on buses after countries like France and Australia provided this service. A house is the largest single investment most of us will ever make, and the size of that investment has been growing steadily in recent years as the price of single detached homes increase. CTV's John Hendricks now on how much cash you need before making an offer.
If you want to put a sold sign in front of a Winnipeg home these days, it's going to cost you a lot more than it once did.
It's substantially gotten less affordable. I've been doing this for 15 years, and it's probably tripled or quadrupled in price since I've been doing this.
According to the Winnipeg Real Estate Board, the average price for a single detached home in Winnipeg was roughly $275,000 in 2015. 10 years later, that price has spiked to $460,000.
So that's about a 40% increase. So yeah, for those, especially first-time buyers, saving up for that down payment, yeah, you got to save now, 5% down of $460,000 as opposed to $275,000.
And then you have closing costs, the land transfer tax, legal fees, and other expenses. So, how do you know if you can afford to buy a house? One Link Mortgage suggests before calling a real estate agent, you need to sit down with your banker.
That involves being pre-approved, getting your income verified, knowing where the down payment is coming from, getting all that verified so that when you make that offer, you know you're going to be able to move forward.
The amount of that offer will vary depending on the neighborhood and the type of home you buy.
Compared to 10 years ago, we've seen much more building of townhomes and single attached homes, and that presents more affordable options.
Options that can help people make the leap into the super hot housing market. John Hendricks, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Greenpeace joined locals in Venice protesting the lavish destination wedding of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and journalist Laura Sanchez.
The problem is not the wedding. The problem is the system. One big billionaire can't rent a city for his pleasure.
The multi-day event later this month will see a number of celebrities descending on the ancient city. Some Venetians are using the wedding to highlight concerns about over-tourism in the UNESCO World Heritage Site. The first business to open on the 109 acres owned by the 7 Treaty 1 nations will soon be open to the public.
This is going to create much needed revenue for our nations. It's also going to create jobs and careers and opportunities that have never been seen in Manitoba, never been seen in Canada at all.
On Monday, we got a sneak peek inside Udena Gas and Convenience on Taylor Avenue. The business will be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. According to Treaty 1 nations, this is part of one of the largest First Nation-led economic development projects in Canadian history. The gas station will employ 25 people, 24 of whom are First Nations members.
It's a catalyst for more development, but also it's a symbol of hope for our people, a symbol of progress. So it's a positive development for our people that we can be very proud about.
Udena Gas and Convenience is celebrating with a grand opening this Friday, and doors will be open to the public on June 30th. Here's a look now what's happening outside on the Norwood Bridge. Things are moving well here. It's a beautiful start to the day, lots of sunshine, so bring your shades. If you see any problems out there, please let us know. Here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.41. In the provincial average is lower at $1.33. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.32. The lowest price in the city is $1.24. All this information is on gasbuddy.com.
Price at the pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and a tax receipt for value of your car.
Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail. I'm calling it a long weekend, but really the official start of summer for a lot of kids happens after this week, and there's a lot of things to keep in mind if they're going to be playing around lakes and rivers. Good morning, Ainsley. Tell us more.
Good morning, Rochelle. And giving kids and youth building blocks to perhaps become a lifeguard in the future. Lynn Stefanchuk joins us now to tell us all about what those prerequisites are. We see the signs, it says bronze medal awards, but they really are requirements in order to become a lifeguard.
It is a process. So when someone starts along the path to becoming a lifeguard, they start at Bronze Star. That helps refine swimming skills and making sure that you are comfortable in the water and can do the strokes properly and can move through the water efficiently. And then you move up through into Bronze Medallion, where there's a few more life-saving skills taught and worked through so that you can refine those, not skills about saving someone in the water or doing a rescue that is not physical, where you're in the water bringing them in, but like throwing aids to them, getting them life jackets and those and flotation aids, and then moving on to Bronze Cross, which is the next step towards becoming a lifeguard. And then the certification after that, either you go into swim instructor or you go into a national lifeguard award, a life-saving award.
And not all of those skills you can physically see. Explain what skills are important to empower them in other areas of life.
This is really a wonderful path towards leadership skills in a lot of ways. There is, when you're on a pool deck and your job is to make sure everyone is safe, having a scope of the area that you're looking at, knowing where everyone is, having the skills to act if you need to enforce regulations or rules or pool procedures with anybody, meeting people from all walks of life, teamwork, team leadership. There are so many things being a lifeguard will prepare a young person for the rest of their lives.
Thank you so much. I wish I could spend more time with you asking tons of questions, but it's a good thing this is our first interview. We've got lots more morning left. We're spending with Life Saving Society Manitoba.
Sounds good. Okay, thank you. Out on the rooftop now. Is it going to be a good day to be in the pool, Terry?
Oh my goodness, yes, 100% it will be. Now, I say that with the possibility of some possible thunderstorms this afternoon, but it is a slim chance, and right now, I mean, we're just standing out here enjoying the sunshine. I wouldn't want to be in a pool unless it was heated at this point, though, and that's because our temperatures this morning, they're actually well below seasonal. We were at 5, that was our coolest temp. We're warming up now to 6 degrees, but still, 12 is a normal low, and we're well off the mark of that. A south-southeast wind is 12 kilometers per hour, the pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 96%. But the sun is up. The sky is blue. It's looking gorgeous out here. I cannot see very many clouds at all. We will, however, perhaps see a few more clouds later today, and that's when there is that, like I said, a chance of a thunderstorms into the afternoon. Also, stronger winds will be increasing. So this morning, very light winds, but those will be getting stronger throughout the day today. Where is the precipitation? It's moving through central Manitoba at this time, and then into parts of northern Manitoba. You could also see some very scattered precipitation, but what's moving through central Manitoba is a little more organized. So a bit of a soaking through the central part, northern Manitoba, scattered showers for us, just soaking up the sunshine with a chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. Taking a break, we'll be back with more on CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live weather brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
Wall Street is looking optimistic this morning with futures pointing to a higher open across the board. Dow futures are up 140 points. NASDAQ futures are leading the charge with a 224-point jump. S&P futures are ahead by 48. The Canadian dollar is seeing a slight dip this morning. Overseas, the Hang Seng is climbing up 487, while Japan's Nikkei is also in the green, up 436. Good morning. It is 6:45. Generational changes are coming to downtown Winnipeg this week. It all starts Friday with the reopening of Portage and Main to pedestrians for the first time since 1979. CTV's Jeff Keel takes us on the reopening's journey.
The barricades are gone, the crosswalks are painted, as Portage and Main is set to officially reopen to pedestrians for the first time in 46 years.
I'm excited.
I think there's a lot of curiosity right now and want to see how it's all going to play out.
The project to transform the intersection began last November. CTV News created this time lapse showing the work being done over the winter and into the spring. The mayor and city council voted for the opening as cost estimates predicted it would be cheaper than fixing the existing underground concourse.
We have to ask ourselves a question: what decision do Winnipeggers 20 years from now need us to make today?
The corner will open up Friday. These temporary roadblocks are in place until then, but CTV News observed several people walking around them and crossing the intersection, which is not yet safe to do so, as the proper traffic signals are not yet operational.
I'm going to walk across here, even though I'm not supposed to.
An impatient John Chabot visits Winnipeg a few times a year and says it's about time he can walk across.
It's a bit of a pain to go underneath all the time or walk a couple blocks down to get over, so it just makes it a little bit easier. And
many pedestrians agree Friday is long overdue.
I think pedestrians will be happy with this fact because it makes their way easier.
But some people have safety concerns about mixing cars and pedestrians at this busy intersection. Others question how this will impact traffic flow.
I'm on the fence. We'll see how much time it takes because this is my regular commute.
The opening is in lockstep with another major change. The new transit system goes into effect Sunday. Part of that includes buses no longer running on Graham Avenue. 4 blocks will be closed to vehicle traffic. A pilot project is underway to add benches, picnic tables, lighting, art, and events.
Markets, community gatherings, and ping pong tournaments on Graham Avenue.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The city says people will start seeing changes on Graham Avenue over the next 3 weeks. Mayor Gillingham says his message for the intersection reopenings is the same as it would be at any intersection in Winnipeg. Be careful. He says this is going to be new for people, so slow down and use extra caution. Voters in Elmwood, East Kildonan will be heading to the polls for a by-election on October 25th. It comes after the death of Jason Schreier, who died suddenly in April. Schreier was the son of former Premier Ed Schreier and was first elected to City Council in 2014. At last check, there were no registered candidates listed on the city's website. Residents will also vote for 2 trustees in the Louis Riel and Pembina Trails school divisions. Through much of spring, summer, and fall, yard waste collection is available to most property owners in Winnipeg. New data suggests maintaining the status quo regarding who does the collection, currently handled by private contractors, makes the most economic sense. In fact, the city of Winnipeg would end up paying millions of dollars more by taking over yard waste collection. That's according to the Public Service, which pegs the cost of citywide in-house collection at $38.8 million over 7 years. That's roughly $9 million more than a contracted service. Last year, a similar study found it would be cheaper for the city to continue contracting out garbage, recycling, and yard waste collection. Councillors then asked the Public Service to study only yard waste collection. The Canadian government has named its top negotiator for trade talks with the United States. Kirsten Hillman will also continue in her role as Canada's ambassador to the U.S. Hillman was a key Canadian negotiator during the first Trump administration when NAFTA was renegotiated. She also served as Canada's chief negotiator for the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal. Ottawa is seeking a new trade and security pact with the Americans. Heat warnings are now in effect in Nova Scotia as extreme heat continues in parts of Ontario and Quebec, meaning people are doing whatever they can to cool down.
Trust me, it's a volcano outside.
Today, Toronto will be slightly cooler than yesterday. This after the city saw the highest recorded temperature in nearly 10 years on Monday, 36 degrees Celsius, but it felt like 46. After the controversial decision to close city pools early on Sunday, some were open until midnight, and people lined up for hours to get a chance to go for a swim. Meanwhile, Ottawa set the record for the warmest June 23rd ever recorded as the temperature peaked at 35 Celsius. Heat warnings are in effect until tonight. A Calgary woman was sent to hospital after being attacked by a bobcat.
And she was screaming. I could hear her screaming. I saw the attack.
Witnesses say the bobcat sprinted across the street and jumped on the woman while she was walking her dog. She suffered cuts and scratches. Neighbors say the family of cats live under a deck and that but emergency crews haven't been able to catch them yet. Here's a look now at what's going on in traffic on McPhillip Street. Things are moving quite well over here. Nothing to report at this point. If you see any trouble out there, though, please let us know.
Get the sunglasses out there. You're going to need them for your drive-in and throughout most of the day today. It is beautiful and bright and a little bit cool this morning, but that will change. We're right now at 6 degrees, a little bit below seasonal, with light winds south-east winds, 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity is sitting at 96%. Clear and sunny, gorgeous start to your day. It's going to warm up quickly now that that sun is up and unobstructed by any clouds. You can see through central Manitoba, though, the bit of shower activity that's moving through, and parts of northern Manitoba will also likely see some showers developing. Not quite as organized of a system, but touch and go with the showers. Churchill might enjoy a little more sunshine, 18 degrees. The rest of northern Manitoba, mid-teens for the most part. We're looking at, like I said, a little bit soggy into the afternoon. This morning, you're probably just going to notice the clouds hanging around with that precipitation a little bit later on into the day. For central Manitoba, though, you're seeing that precipitation first thing, and that will likely continue for the next several hours yet. Further you go into the south, it is clear and bright this morning, and our temperatures across southern Manitoba are expected to be up into the mid-20s, with 25 degrees being normal for this time of year. We might even surpass that number by a degree. Areas just to the north of us, better chance of that precipitation, but we too could possibly see a shower or thunderstorm into the afternoon. Northwestern Ontario also clear and bright, plenty of sunshine expected. A few more clouds tomorrow, slightly cooler temps, but only for a day. Back up to seasonal by Thursday before those temperatures soar for the weekend.
Thank you, Terry. A warning now to millions of workers about the threat of artificial intelligence, and it's coming from the Canadian known as the godfather of AI. CTV's John Venevalley-Rao explains.
Indiana gonna win, baby! In an advertising first, this completely AI-generated commercial recently ran on American primetime TV. No one you see is real. Everything created in 2 days using text prompts. Until now, the ad would have required hiring a production crew, and it's an example of the kind of job disruption this Canadian AI pioneer worries about.
I think if you make lots and lots of people unemployed, even if they get universal basic income, they're not going to be happy.
University of Toronto professor Jeffrey Hinton is a Nobel Prize-winning computer scientist.
If I worked in a call center, I'd be terrified.
On a podcast, he said the tech he helped to develop could soon enable one person to do the work of 10, and fears job losses are already beginning to happen.
And I think for mundane intellectual labor, AI is just going to replace everybody.
This all comes as Amazon CEO recently told employees expanded use of AI will reduce its total corporate workforce in the next few years. Already, university graduates are having a tough time landing that first job, and AI adoption likely a contributing factor.
In
technical fields like computer science, graduates are having a harder than usual time finding positions.
According to StatsCan, 3 out of 5 Canadian workers are employed in occupations with a high potential for exposure to AI. As for how smart chatbots are, a group gave them an IQ test for humans.
Last year at this time, the top model had an IQ of about 97. This year, it had an IQ of 137.
Hinton was asked what job he'd tell his own kids to get if they needed one.
Trained to be a plumber.
Really?
Yeah.
Something a machine can't do for now. John Valley-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
A Fredericton artist has turned his home into a canvas. As CTV's Avery McRae shows us, he's adorned the front of his house with the painted faces of people he knows.
You could certainly call Brian McKinnon's latest public art display a facelift of his home.
I wanted to make a really powerful work about a lot of people in my life presently and in the past, and I just jazzed up their characteristics.
He calls the face-wrapped front of his home All Words Start With Love. It features around 250 faces of people McKinnon has met in his life, ranging from close friends to someone he saw take the bus one day.
Some of my friends are asking, can you just tell me one face? Is my face there? If it's an adult, I can shut them down. If it's a child, I try to say, well, possibly you're up there, but I can't say.
McKinnon calls his latest work a private public art installation and invites anyone interested to come out and get a close-up look for themselves.
So much more detailed than I thought, and he let me step up and take a proper look at it, not from just my car, and I'm thoroughly impressed. It is beautiful, and they're all people that he knew, which I did not know, and I think that's even more special.
People are understandably very they're mystified by how this is done, and if they come and see it up close, they'll get a better idea of what actually it's made of.
The artist hasn't decided how long the faces will cover the front of his house, but considering the project took 18 months to complete and each viewing can unveil a new face, it won't be anytime soon. Avery McRae, CTV News, Fredericton.
Are you ready to crank up your summer? Country Thunder is bringing the party to Princess Auto Stadium on July 10th, and we've got 4 tickets with your name on them. Get ready to sway and sing along with Riley Green, Tyler Hubbard, Nate Smith, and Madeline Merlot under the summer stars. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and enter the clue word, Thunder. Good luck. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this. Good morning. It is 7 o'clock on Tuesday, June 24th. You're watching CTV Morning Live. Thank you so much for being with us. Now we're going to get the latest on the conflict between Israel, Iran, and the U.S., and we're going to find out what it all means for Canada as well. And we're going to break it all down with a professor of political studies from the University of Manitoba. But first, your headlines. Manitoba ends its wildfire state of emergency, but officials warn the risk is far from over. Plus, Canada and Europe strengthen defense ties, what the new security agreement means for our future. And the world's biggest camera just snapped a selfie showing off the entire universe in just one shot. That is incredible. All right, bring it in, Terry, now. Waking up. It was cool this morning, but things are going to warm up today.
Yeah, I mean, by later this afternoon, we're going to be... Are you really serious? It was 5 degrees this morning?
Yeah,
yes, it was. As cool as 5 degrees. But this afternoon, that'll all be a distant memory as these temperatures soar throughout the day. We're only sitting at 6 now, so that's up a degree from our coolest temps. South-southeast winds are 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 96%. It is beautiful and bright, though. Very clear conditions. Plenty of sunshine is expected here across southern Manitoba, but you can see some activity moving through central Manitoba. So keeping an eye on that. That's going to bring a nice soaking through the more central part of the province, but even parts of northern Manitoba. A few extra clouds there this morning, and you could be seeing some showers developing into the afternoon. This system moving through central Manitoba will be a little more organized, but there you can see some scattered patchy showers through the north, but also the possibility that we're getting clipped with maybe a thunderstorm into the latter part of the day. but it is going to be a warm one, as I said. Oh, and also a windy one. The winds this morning, they're on the lighter side, but they'll be increasing throughout the day. Pretty much cleared out overnight, but tomorrow we will see these clouds building up a little bit. Temperatures tomorrow might be slightly cooler, and then really starting to rise through the latter part of the week and hitting up into those high 20s, where we'll stay all through the weekend and into next week. For the most part, dry conditions, but Friday night into Saturday morning, there is the possibility of some showers or thunderstorms before it clears throughout the day. And like I said, these temperatures, they're going to be on the rise for the weekend. And I love our art today. Thank you, Bowie, 4 years old, this beautiful summer scene. We want to see your art as well. So draw, color, and paint for us. Take a picture of that art and email us to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. After nearly 4 weeks, Manitoba is no longer under a wildfire-related state of emergency.
As things have been getting safer and as normal government channels have allowed us to deliver the services, we've come to a place where we can remove the state of emergency and just respect the freedoms and normal course of business that our society should always operate under.
Premier Evacuee says while the emergency rules are no longer needed, the situation remains serious. States of emergency allow for law changes and freedom restrictions, so various levels of government can work quickly in a disaster. Canoe says the decision was made in part because the danger has receded and many evacuees are heading home. About 9,000 of the 21,000 forced out have been allowed to return home, and that number is expected to climb as more head home in the coming days, particularly to Flin Flon.
And so, we are getting a lot of calls from folks that are concerned that they're still seeing active fire, and that is okay. These are very large fires. We do have staff on the ground who are responding to any potential issues or risks to the community.
There are 22 active wildfires in Manitoba, 7 of which are considered out of control. More than 909,000 hectares have burned, an area roughly 20 times the size of Winnipeg. There's a welcome update for those from Flin Flon who had to leave home due to wildfires. CTV's Alex Carpa has the latest on what's next for evacuees.
Favorable conditions are now allowing the province to get a better handle on the wildfire situation. The state of emergency that had been in place for almost a month in Manitoba has now been lifted.
We're still providing these services, but we're able to deliver them using the normal channels of government.
Over 21,000 Manitobans were forced to evacuate their homes due to the wildfires, but many are going back.
Do you miss Flin Flon?
We'll go back here.
Noelle Jeremy and her family have been living in Winnipeg since they were forced to leave Flin Flon. They will now be heading home later this week.
I feel cautiously optimistic.
Returning home is something Jeremy has looked forward to for weeks, but doesn't know what she'll be returning home to.
What are the state of the fridges and freezes are, and because we had power outages and things like that. But what I've heard from other people who have returned, things seem relatively okay.
But not everyone has a place to go home to. Cindy Pedwell felt helpless watching her doorbell camera as the fire ripped through her place in Denair Beach, Saskatchewan.
It was really quite devastating and heartbreaking.
She has a business in Flin Flon and is eager to reopen, but says she won't be going back for a few days.
I also don't want to be part of the mayhem of the convoy that goes back on Wednesday, because when we left in it, my gosh, it took over 3 times as long to get where we were going.
As Flin Flon evacuees slowly migrate back to the community, the mayor says that many services won't be readily available and is asking those who are returning to bring about 2 weeks worth of food.
People have had enough. They want to go back to their homes. They want to go back to their lives. So it's worth trying, but it isn't outside of the realm of reason that something could happen again.
As for Drimmy and Pedwell, the return will be overwhelming, and both say they are prepared for an emotional experience. Alex Carpa, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is in The Hague this morning for the NATO summit, a day after signing a new security and defense pact with the European Union.
It will help us deliver on our new requirements for capabilities more rapidly and more effectively. Will help build our industries, secure our jurisdictions.
The new Security and Defense Pact is meant to diversify trade and defense industrial partnerships. It's also a first step toward more defense procurement from Europe and an eventual plan to get Canada into the Rearm Europe military program. As for his trip to Netherlands for the NATO summit, today Prime Minister Carney will meet with several European leaders before a family photo and dinner. Full meetings are being held tomorrow when U.S. President Donald Trump will also attend. Yesterday marked the 40th anniversary of Canada's worst terrorist attack, the bombing of an Air India flight, killing all 329 people on board. Most of the victims were Canadian.
Canada never really viewed this as a Canadian tragedy. It never really got into the psyche of Canadians, and then our politicians basically ignored it for many years.
Family members are calling for Canada to do more so future generations understand the impact of the tragedy. On June 23, 1985, Air India Flight 182 took off from Montreal en route to Mumbai, India. A bomb planted by 6 separatists exploded just off the coast of Ireland. The bombing remains the largest mass murder in Canadian history. 1/3 of the victims were children. Events were held across the country on Monday, as well as in India and Ireland, to remember those who died. We're seeing the first pictures from the biggest camera ever built. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile has released its first test images. This sneak peek shows our universe in a close-up and zoomed out. Astronomers expect the telescope for jobs like detecting asteroids and answering questions about dark matter. The pictures you're seeing comes from just 10 hours of observation. Now imagine the images we'll get back when the observatory starts 10 years of continuous filming. Here's a look now what's happening on Kennison Boulevard traffic-wise. It looks like things are moving well over here. No issues to tell you about.
Canada's benchmark stock index, the S&P TSX Composite, rose yesterday by almost 0.5 percentage point and will begin today's trading day at 26,609 points. Stocks also rose in the U.S. yesterday, and futures contracts on the 3 main U.S. stock indices were higher this morning. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, the semiconductor maker that has become a leader in the artificial intelligence boom, could sell as many as 6 million shares of the company this year. At NVIDIA's current share price, selling that number of shares would result in proceeds to Huang of $865 million US. He and the company have agreed on a stock sale plan, in part to avoid causing concern in the market. And the Canadian dollar was trading at 72.9 cents US this morning. From the BNN Bloomberg Newsroom in Toronto, I'm Paul Bagnall.
Well, summer is here, and that means we're hitting the pool like our Ainsley McPhail this morning. Good morning. You're in the water.
Rochelle, do not be deceived. I didn't make the walk-on swim team in high school. Keyword,
are you cold?
Walk-on swim team. I could have, it's a heated pool. The colder part is outside of it. So I'm glad I didn't grab a towel from the Lost and Found, and they were able to provide one here at Kildonan Park Pool. What a great morning we're spending with Life Saving Society Manitoba. Coming up at 7:27, we're going to be learning some of those important skills, like treading. And we're also going to be speaking to the Filipino-Canadian Angler Society of Manitoba, talking about boating, talking about what they do, as well as some boating equipment they're going to bring here. So there's going to be demonstrations. We're also going to be learning about general safety as well as it pertains to the beach. Lots of Manitobas gearing up for that in, the coming days, the coming months as well. And lifeguarding too. This pool itself, it's not open until 9 with select visitors, and then at noon is when it really ramps up too. They can fit, I'm trying to remember how many people they can fit in this pool. 700 people in this pool. So Kenny, don't you dare. I've been telling him not to. He's saying get out the pool.
Well, at least
I might be in here 7:27.
Okay, well, sounds good. Thank you, Ainsley.
I love that. Bravo, Ainsley. Well done. Braving a cold morning to do that. Like she said, a heated pool.
Yes.
But also, mic in one hand, phone in the other. Don't drop it. Brings new meaning to the phrase elbows up, right? You're going to ruin all your equipment as soon as you relax those arms.
It'll feel like a pool day later today.
Yes, most definitely. But probably already within a few hours, because these temperatures, they're rising nicely. We were at 5. That was our coolest temperature last hour at 6. This hour we bumped up to 9 degrees, and it'll only get warmer from here. The sun is shining. It's beautiful and bright. The winds are still on the lighter side. They're out of the south right now, just 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity is sitting at 89%. Clear, sunny, beautiful start to your morning, and the breeze on the lighter side as well. It'll stay pretty clear and sunny through the day today, with just a few more clouds building up into the afternoon, but that breeze will be increasing as these temperatures soar. You'll be glad that that breeze will be increasing then, with to even some almost high 20s on tap for us this afternoon. There is precipitation moving through the province, though, in areas just north of us. Through central Manitoba, you're getting a nice little soaking this morning, and northern Manitoba could be in for scattered patchy showers throughout the afternoon. Although even later this afternoon, we too could possibly see a thunderstorm developing later today. That'll be after a hot day of 26 degrees. Not a hot day, but slightly above seasonal. 25 is actually normal for this time of year. That wind, yes, like I said, will be getting stronger, and plenty of sunshine today. Slightly cooler temperatures, a little more clouds tomorrow, and then we're back to this sunshine and heat for the latter part of the weekend, lasting through the weekend.
CTV Morning Live Weather brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Same-day oil and tire changes.
Let's check in now on our question of the day. If you had to pick one perfect teacher's gift, what would it be? Our question of the day has moved from Twitter, so now we want you to text your answer along with your name to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. At CTV Morning Live, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, whether they're furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions have been amazing, and we want to see more. Whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals, send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to Pet of the Week at ctv.ca, and then catch us every Thursday between 6 and 9 to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on CTV Morning Live. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this. Good morning. Coming up to 7:16. Mounties continue to appeal for information about a vehicle spotted leaving the community of Victoria Beach shortly after a double homicide Friday. RCMP say a white truck was seen driving at high speed south on Highway 59 following the shooting, which happened around 2 a.m. and killed 2 people. The bodies of a 29-year-old man and 41-year-old woman were found at a property in the community some 115 kilometers northeast of Winnipeg. Investigators from multiple agencies are still at the scene. They've spoken with several people, including the property owner. Anyone with information is asked to contact Powerview RCMP or Crime Stoppers. RCMP believe the incident was a targeted attack and the risk to public safety is low. Israel this morning is accusing Iran of breaking a ceasefire just hours after it came into effect. There was a brief calm only after the two sides exchanged more strikes before the deal took hold. Explosions were reported across southern Israel. 3 people were said to have been killed. Israel, meanwhile, hit a missiles site in western Iran. But what happens now? Israel is vowing to respond forcefully. State media in Iran calls accusations it violated the ceasefire wrong. President Trump announced the ceasefire after Iran hit back at the U.S. for attacking its nuclear sites. Iran says it attacked the largest U.S. military base in Qatar. Iran gave notice to the U.S. and Qatar hours before the strike, and no injuries were reported. Former Winnipeg Blue Bombers all-star Adam Bighill is headed west. On Sunday, the Calgary Stampeders announced the signing of Bighill to their practice roster. The 36-year-old Bighill is a 3-time winner of the Most Outstanding Defensive Player Award, an 8-time West Division All-Star, and a 6-time League All-Star. Bighill has won 3 Grey Cup rings, 1 as a member of the BC Lions and 2 with the Blue Bombers. However, the 12-year veteran was released by the Bombers in January and has yet to suit up in 2025. He stated in a social media post following the release that he planned to keep playing. Just in time for the summer, Canada's first ever beach cleaning robot has been introduced in Ontario. Bebot made its debut on the shores of Lake Simcoe. The fully electronic machine cleans sand and rakes seaweed up to 30 times faster than humans. It's part of a project to remove plastic debris from lakes across North America. Here's a look now what's happening on Osborne Street. Traffic looks like it's moving quite well over here. No issues to tell you about. If you see any delays out there, though, please let us know.
CTV Morning Live Traffic brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. No appointment needed.
Time now for some entertainment news. An art exhibition on display at Portage Place features works created by individuals in Victoria Hospital's outpatient mental health services program.
It was just a great experience for, community care.
Earlier this month, Art in the Garden was held at Victoria Hospital's Miracle Garden. The event is a collaboration between the foundation and Art Beat Studio and is designed to foster creativity and healing through artistic expression.
Is an amazing way to participate, socialize, heal, do something with your hands, and we find that it's a great activity for the mental health patients to do at our hospital.
Art in the Garden was created by Tracy Stoppel, whose mother lived with schizophrenia and found comfort in art. The artwork will be on display at Studio Central in Portage Place through July 6th. Classic Albums Live takes the greatest classic rock albums and recreates them live on stage, note for note, cut for cut. That treatment is coming to a Winnipeg stage this fall for a hugely popular album from Pink Floyd. A-list musicians will take to the stage at the Centennial Concert Hall October 22nd. They'll play Pink Floyd's The Wall in its entirety. The album was released in December 1979 and became the #1 selling album of the 70s. General tickets go on sale Wednesday at centennialconcerthall.com. Your primetime lineup kicks off at 7 with The Big Bang Theory, followed by The Rookie, and E-Talk wraps up the night at 10:30. It's all right here on CTV. Terry, last night I got a night off from watering my garden, my plants. Everything was still pretty wet, pretty soaked.
Right, but like also poppin', right?
Yes.
They loved that soaking that they got over the weekend. And the heat, you're right about that. More heat coming today. You don't want to leave them too long without that hydration. But yeah, they might be saturated enough from that weekend to go another day before you're going to have to water them again, because there's really no sign of precipitation until the coming weekend. Here's a look right now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Oh, it's looking gorgeous out there. Look how lush and green everything is looking. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. You just want to be outside on a day like today, don't you? I certainly do. I didn't want to come back inside from the rooftop. Folks next door are cleaning up that patio, getting ready for probably a busy day. And I wouldn't mind finding myself a little spot on the patio too. However, keeping in mind that those winds will be increasing. So it'll be a good patio day so long as you got that napkin kind of anchored down so it's not blowing away. Anyway, look at where these temperatures have started to bump up now. From 6 degrees last hour, we gained 3 degrees. Sitting now at 9 here in Winnipeg, Portage, Morden, Winkler, Dauphin, Roblin, Swan River, many of us, Kenora as well, sitting at 9. We've even got some double digits over in Melita right now. Still just a little bit cooler, but also making some gains. 7 degrees through Gimli, Pinawa, and Sprague. Brandon also sitting there at 7 this morning. For northern Manitoba, mid to high single digits. And then there's Churchill, bumped right up to 10 degrees. That's actually where it's going to be the sunniest today. Most of the rest of northern Manitoba will have a few extra clouds, maybe more than clouds, even some possible scattered showers. Patchy scattered showers, not quite as organized as what's moving through central Manitoba. But here in the south, it'll likely remain pretty clear and warm today. Sending kids off, it'll be 12 degrees into the 8 o'clock hour. By the time they're coming home, a seasonal 25 degrees. But stronger winds expected, and that's not even our expected high today. 26 is where we'll top out with a possibility of an afternoon storm. Slightly cooler, slightly cloudier. That'll be for one day. Back up into the mid and then high 20s as we look to the weekend. Out in Miami, it was absolutely gorgeous. This is the Railway Museum. If you haven't been, maybe this picture will entice you to check it out. Thanks to Jeanette for the photo, and keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca.
CTV Morning Live School Day Forecast is brought to you by Rainbow Stage, your season to sing.
He's the pride of Canada, and now after leading Oklahoma City to victory in the NBA Finals, basketball phenom Shai is being spoken of in the same breath as legends like Steve Nash and Michael Jordan. CTV's Mike Walker now with how Shai's star is shining bright in his hometown.
A giant image of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander proudly on display outside his former high school, Sir Alan McNabb. And there is civic pride today with the Hamilton native, now an NBA champion.
Proud to be a Hamiltonian. It's like he has wings, he can fly. It's just so hard to describe. I'm just totally amazed. Considering I went to McNabb, it's amazing.
It's good for Hamilton, and it's nice to hear a Hamilton boy winning it.
Gilgeous-Alexander led the way with 29 points as the Oklahoma City Thunder won their first NBA championship, defeating the Pacers 103-91 in Game 7.
It's everything. That's why you play the sport. You play the sport to win.
The 26-year-old capturing the Finals MVP, a first for a Canadian.
You're asking about what makes him separates him probably from the bunch. I think that's it. Is
consistency and the discipline to get better.
His father calls this success a blessing after years of hard work and a strong support system.
Late nights in the gym, early mornings, trainers and coaches and all the people that helped us get here. You don't do that stuff by yourself.
Gilgeous Alexander now enters an elite club, becoming only the 4th player in NBA history to win league MVP, finals MVP, the scoring title, and championship, all in the same season.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So he's in great company, rare company. And look, I have seen enough to say with confidence that this is the greatest Canadian basketball player ever.
The way that he's representing Canada is just unbelievable.
Tim Francis was Gilgeous-Alexander's high school basketball coach and watched the finals beaming with pride.
We saw the hard work. We saw the work ethic. Being an NBA champion, being an MVP of the finals, an MVP of the league, I don't think anybody saw that coming. But we did know that he was going to get to whatever his goals were.
He says Gilgeous-Alexander's success story on and off the court is a huge inspiration for young players.
Humble beginnings and hard work and what that can get you to, how that can pay off.
Mike Walker, CTV News, Hamilton.
Coming up, we're talking safety in the pool. Stay with us. We're talking water safety this morning. Ainsley, you are in the pool, and safety is top of mind for many parents and kids.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just go for it. How's it feeling?
I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's all good. It's all good. How's the water feeling?
Oh, man. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's such a great morning. I'll let you and Terry get to that. But we're talking water safety alongside Life Saving Society Manitoba. Hope in the water. Desiree, the instructor, joins me now. Let's talk about what exactly it is you teach and how it all unfolds, Desiree.
So I teach swimming lessons during the summer in backyards. I also teach instructor courses and life-saving courses and first aid.
We've brought Hope, and who you've been teaching for many years now. Come a little closer and explain what she'll be doing today.
We're going to be doing 3 different types of treading. So we're going to be doing egg beater kick, whip kick, and flutter kick while she treads. Yeah.
Are these, the most fundamental, the most basic that you're teaching? At what age does this all begin?
They actually start learning to tread in level 1, but we're going to be comparing the kicks because we're just going to look and see which ones are more efficient if you want to tread in the water.
Okay, so we'll make pretend that you're teaching her today. What does that all look like?
I
know, let's do it.
Okay, so I can just give the instructions now? Okay, so I want to see egg beater. Let's see some egg beater. That looks great. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. All right. Can I see whip kick? That looks great. Okay, and now flutter kick. Good job. Right on. Which one was easier?
Egg beater.
Egg beater. Egg beater, yeah. And the reason why it's easier is just because flutter kick, that really fast one, it's kind of like a sprint where everything else is kind of like a jog. So it's, the life-saving kicks, egg beater and whip kick are far more efficient.
You of all people know how key and integral it is to have these skills, these base skills. Why is that, though, truly?
Well, there's many benefits to swimming, but it adds a layer of safety, of protection. So like if you're ever going to the beach, if you're going to the lake, even if you're not planning to be in the water, but you're going on a hike, it just adds that additional layer of safety for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And swim lessons, all that. City of Winnipeg will have those details. We're with the Life Saving Society of Manitoba all morning long. Boating safety coming up at 7:42.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. And it's one of those days where being in the pool might be a good solution to beat the heat.
And a heated pool?
Yeah,
I was just saying,
good.
The luxury of a heating pool to take your swimming lessons. I grew up taking my swimming lessons in a lake. It was cold, it was rainy, and then we would do a leach check at the end of each lesson. Yeah, take a salt shaker down to the beach with you. If you know, you know. 9 degrees right now, south winds, 12 clicks, the pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 89%. A beautiful sunny start to the day. Yeah, not exactly warm yet though. We've started to warm up, but we're still not even at the seasonal low temperature of 12 degrees. We did start start as cool as 5. Thankfully, with that sun up, we're already starting to make some gains. Seeing some showers moving through parts of central Manitoba, and the clouds further north of that could also see some showers today. Although even here in the south, we have the possibility of a thunderstorm later on into the afternoon. That'll be once we're reaching those nice warm temperatures, 26 degrees on tap today. But the breeze will be increasing. It's starting out on the lighter side, but those winds out of the southwest will at times this afternoon get up to 50 kilometers per hour. Then they stay in place overnight, so a little bit breezy through the night, down to 9 degrees. So again, dropping a little bit below the seasonal low of 12. Just a few clouds, though. However, a few more clouds could build up through the day tomorrow. Partly sunny conditions, though, 23 degrees, and a shift in those winds out of the northeast for tomorrow. Back to the seasonal temperatures and back to plenty of sunshine Thursday, with the mercury on the rise as we're looking ahead to the coming weekend.
Thank you, Terry. A Winnipeg veteran is going above and beyond for those who lost their lives in the line of duty. Included in those efforts are 2 soldiers buried at Transcona Cemetery who have been unknown for decades.
I was in tears. I was devastated. I said, you mean for over 20 years I've been bringing students here and they have not honored those 2 because nobody knew their names. They weren't marked.
It's not clear why these graves were left unmarked, but Peter Martin felt compelled to identify these men. Months of research and phone calls led to 2 names, William Cabot Lodge and William Howard Chester. Lodge died in 2005 and Chester passed away 23 years ago this week.
It's been profound in a way. You know, when they hear things like this, it really does gladden their hearts. And I know that that's the case for me personally as well.
2 temporary crosses have been made. Permanent markers will be made with the help of the Last Post Fund, which helps thousands of military families connect with the unmarked graves of loved ones. Automobile giant Ford is recalling about 32,000 of their Mach-E electric vehicles in Canada over the risk of a fault that could potentially trap passengers inside. The models in the recall are the Mustang Mach-E midsize SUVs, the years 2021 to 2025. The reason? A low battery charge could cause the vehicle's electronic door latches to remain locked once the driver or front passenger exits and shuts their door. This could lead to backseat passengers unable to unlock their doors and being trapped inside. Ford says there's no reports of any injuries related to this issue, but a software update is in the works. For the first time, we're hearing the harrowing story of a survivor of that deadly rock slide in Banff National Park last week.
We just heard that loud noise, and then shortly after the rocks fell, and I froze there, right there and then. And my friend, like even right before he passes away, the best thing he did was he still tried to save me. He did scream out loud, telling me to run, and that's kind of like what helped me get back on to my senses.
Khaled El Gamel says he watched his friend and roommate Hamza Ben Hilal get overtaken by the slide. He didn't make it. This picture was taken a day before the tragedy. El Gamel was airlifted to hospital where he's now recovering from multiple fractures and cuts and bruises to much of his body. Ontario Provincial Police are praising what they described as an amazing joint services operation to rescue a mom and her 13-year-old son from an isolated area of Algonquin Park west of Ottawa over the weekend. The 2 were camping when severe storms moved in Saturday night. Police say a tree fell on their tent and the boys suffered very serious injuries. Mom made an SOS signal on a device which sent their coordinates to rescuers. Rescuers reached them in a canoe to help at first before a float plane was able to land on a nearby lake and transport them to safety. Eastern Canada may be sweltering in a heat wave, but in parts of BC and Alberta, it's snowing. This is video taken in Elkford, BC. The area was covered in fresh snow. And towards southern Alberta, many ski resorts saw some fresh powder on the mountain. As some fire evacuees head home, the Winnipeg Humane Society is helping make sure their furry family members have the supplies they need.
It's been pretty stressful being in a hotel with him for so long because there's no backyard and he's away from home.
Haley Fitzpatrick and her now 12-week-old puppy were evacuated from Flin Flon to Winnipeg. On Monday, she searched through a pop-up supply giveaway at the Winnipeg Humane Society for items he'll need when they finally return home. She was one of more than 40 evacuees who picked up toys, litter, collars, and leashes, as well as food for their pets.
That, you know, pet food might not be top of mind, it's people food and that kind of thing. So we're hoping that we can supply them with a few days, few weeks worth of stuff while they get their lives back together.
The supplies were donated to the Humane Society by the public. Free vaccinations were also available for evacuees at the pop-up shelter in St. Norbert. Here's a look now at what's happening in traffic on the St. James Bridge. Looks like things are moving well. It's a beautiful start to the day. Look at that greenery. If you see any problems on the streets, please let us know. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.41, while the provincial average is lower at $1.33. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.32. The lowest price in the city is $1.24. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
Price at the Pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and a tax receipt for value of your car.
Right now, we're sitting at 9 degrees under mainly sunny skies. We'll be back after this with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Oh, how beautiful. Looking outside, seeing nothing but sunshine, clear sky, very few clouds. It's 9 degrees right now with south winds 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 89%. That 9 degrees is up a few. It's still technically below the seasonal low of 12. But we were as cool as 5 degrees this morning, starting out well below normal. So we are making some very nice gains with the sunshine warming us up quickly. Not everybody seeing that sunshine, though. You can see through central Manitoba, the system of showers passing through, and a little bit of precipitation is also quite likely to move through northern Manitoba. Maybe not quite as organized, but some scattered patchy showers and certainly some extra clouds for most places. Churchill will be the exception to that. Sunshine and 18 degrees. The rest of the area just a little bit below seasonal. Normal lows this time of year would be a few degrees warmer than this. You might get back to that with a little more sunshine later this week, but today with the heavier clouds, it'll remain just slightly off the mark of seasonal. And yes, a little more precipitation is possible through the north and more likely than through central Manitoba, where we're watching it right now. Showers, could even see some thunderstorms rolling through the center of the province further into the south. Clear and bright, and it's going to be a warm one today with 25 degrees being normal for this time of year. We're likely to hit there or maybe even push beyond it, if only by a degree. Areas just to the north of us will be seeing that shower or thunderstorm activity, but we too have the possibility later today of a thunderstorm developing. Northwestern Ontario also looking to be quite clear this morning. Mid-20s getting up to there later on today. Now high 20s for later this week. I shouldn't call today high 20s because it's just more so mid-20s. Slightly cooler tomorrow, a few extra clouds, but then those temperatures, they're going to be on the rise, and we're in for a pretty warm weekend with the possibility of some showers early Saturday morning.
All right, if you're heading out on the river or lake on a boat this summer, there are safety rules to keep in mind. Ainsley McPhail is telling us all about those rules. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. And it's a group I have not yet heard of, but I'm very, very excited to learn about. Eric Labopa joins us of the Filipino-Canadian Angler Association of Manitoba. While it is a mouthful, you guys have some, simple rules for the public. Let's first talk about this group.
Yeah, it's FAM. It's a Filipino-Canadian Angler Association of Manitoba. Everyone who loves fishing, all experience levels. Everyone's welcome, all backgrounds. It doesn't really matter where you're from and stuff. As long as you love fishing, want to learn kind of thing, or want to share your knowledge, you're welcome to join the group.
Mm-hmm. And when we talk about safety, that's a big component as well. What are you, wanting the public to know most?
The biggest thing is wear your life jackets. If you're in and around water, we're by a swimming pool today, but the Red River is like right over there. Boating season is already started for most of us, kind of thing. Wear your life jacket is the biggest thing. I wear this around. I just drive to work every day and I still wear it, kind of thing, just in case. You never know when you're going to go into the water.
I love that. That's perfect. You said fishing's a big component too. In what ways are you incorporating that knowledge?
We're just sharing all kind of, fishing is a great pastime. And if you're in Manitoba, it's just in our blood, kind of thing. So if you're going to do it, we want people to do it safely and have fun doing it, kind of thing. It's no fun going out and not catching. It's still fun, but it's nice to go catch fish and then do it safely as well, because when you leave the dock or you go on the shoreline, you want to make it back home safely is a big thing.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I like your positive attitude. I like your positive attitude. You brought a few things. I see some fishing gear. I see some life jackets, which we've already touched on. What's in your hand?
Yeah, so this is a safety kit. I just pulled this out of my boat there. Oh, no surprises in there, but you got a flashlight, a whistle. This is a rope that you can throw to someone who falls in, and then this bucket is a bailing bucket after if you need it. So you have to have this. There's some mandatory things. A couple other things that are mandatory, like I said, is life jackets and different things like that. Not quite mandatory is a booster pack. That helps out. You need to, I mean, a lot of battery issues happen on the water. My keys are on a floaty. I have it on a floaty there just in case like this goes in, but that's floating there. And then a lot of people have this. Experienced boaters don't know what this is. This is a kill switch. So a lot of life jackets will have a D-ring. That clips on. And I have every adapter for all different kinds of outboards and stuff, but you put this into the on-off. Now, if you're going at full speed, if you fall out kind of thing or whatever, or you fall out of your seat, this will shut the motor off.
Thank you so much. I know, to cut you off. Oh, they do cleanups too. More coming up at 8:06.
Thank you, Ainsley. An ambidextrous high school quarterback has caught the attention of NFL scouts. Here's ABC's Danny New.
The first ever ambidextrous quarterback.
It may be football off-season, but for Mikey Gow of Bellevue, Nebraska, there's no room for downtime when you have two arms to work on.
They're here. You could get it this way or you could get it this way. I've shown that in like the videos that we've made.
He's making throws that Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen could never make.
In the past few weeks, the rising high school senior has been picking up millions of views online for possibly being the first ambidextrous quarterback prospect. However, this is not Mikey's first time going viral.
His name is Mikey Gow.
His rare duality also got him quite a bit of attention from SportsCenter his sophomore year. And two-time NFL MVP Lamar Jackson even shared the video, writing #1 overall pick with not one but 4 fire emojis. But Mikey was not born ambidextrous. His first love was baseball. When he came down with a right arm injury and faced a year of not being able to pitch, Mikey became obsessed with his left arm.
Putting on your pants, if you put them on with your right leg, you switch it over to your left leg. You have to think that.
So you were 9 years old tricking yourself to be a lefty? You already had all these thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Now just dedicated to football, Mikey has mostly been throwing righty in high school, since many coaches are still a little skeptical. As his dad says,
whatever they want to do is what he'll do.
Initially, he had picked up interest from top programs like Notre Dame and Michigan. But after breaking his wrist his sophomore year, Mikey says his momentum has just not been the same.
It's kind of hard to get in late.
But he is still getting Division I interest after winning a district championship last season. And now going into his final one, his coaches are apparently building a whole offense around his two not-so-secret weapons.
I think it's something I just got to go out there and prove.
By the way, Major League Baseball has had an ambidextrous pitcher, Pat Venditti, whom they had to make new rules for before his debut in 2015. And Mikey actually met him when he was growing up, and they even traded gloves. A historic moment. In New York for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Very cool. Well, it's time for Let's Celebrate. Let's see who's having a celebration today. Congratulations, Noah, on your grade 12 graduation with love from your family. Happy graduation, Dwayne, from all your family. Happy 9th anniversary, Merle and Oliver, from family and friends. Happy 50th birthday, Jocelyn, from Mom, Dad, and the whole Dupuis gang. Happy graduation, Drayden, from Lil Gran, Pop, Colby, and family. Happy 11th birthday, Audrigia, love from Mom, Opa, Grandma, and friends. Happy 2nd birthday, Clarence, love Mommy, Henson, Hazen, Nan, and Pops. Congratulations, McKenna, on your graduation, love Mom, Dad, Kylie, and Morgan. Happy 13th birthday, Peyton. Love from all who love you. Congratulations, Jeremy, on your grade 12 graduation. Best wishes from friends and family. And a happy birthday to Mom, Grandma, and Great-Grandma Joey with love from your family. If someone you care about is having a birthday, anniversary, retirement, or graduation, let's celebrate. To submit your celebration, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Let's Celebrate, brought to you by Party Stuff, 3 Winnipeg locations and at partystuff.ca. CTV Morning Live Weather is brought to you by Destination Dinner Stage, Manitoba's only musical dinner theater.
What What a stunning start to your Tuesday morning. Standing out here with the sun shining over me, it was cool. First thing this morning, we had dropped as low as 5 degrees overnight, which put us well below seasonal. But that sunshine and very little cloud means that we're warming up quickly and are now sitting at 9 degrees, still below the seasonal 12. But we're starting to feel the warmth of it all. Breezes on the lighter side, south winds 12 clicks, the pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 89%. And yeah, blue sky and sunshine likely to last all through southern Manitoba for today. Although into the afternoon, there is the possibility that we see a thunderstorm developing, but that'll be for later on today. Where we're currently seeing that precipitation is areas just to the north of us. Through central Manitoba, there's a system of showers which might move into parts of northern Manitoba. Some scattered patchy showers are possible, and slightly cooler temperatures across the north in the mid-teens today.
Thank you, Terry. A tentative new truce between Israel and Iran is faltering. Israel vowed to retaliate after saying Iran launched missiles into its airspace this morning, more than 2 hours after the ceasefire was supposed to take effect. Iranian state media reports Iran's military denied firing on Israel. Joining us now is acting head of the Department of Political Studies at U of M, Tammy Amanda Jacoby. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Now, tell us about the latest of what's happening in the Middle East right now.
Well, it looks like there's a tit-for-tat propaganda move between the two countries at war, Israel and Iran, and it seems like they don't agree about what just happened.
And so it's hard to see if there really is a truce between the two of them right now.
Well, a truce means a ceasefire, and if Iran is shooting missiles, then it's not a ceasefire, and if it isn't, then Israel does not want to be in a ceasefire.
Now, on Sunday, the U.S. got involved in this conflict. Of course, President Donald Trump confirmed attacks on 3 nuclear sites in Iran on Sunday, and then Iran retaliated by attacking an American base in Qatar on Monday. What are your thoughts on the U.S.'s involvement in this?
My thoughts are that this was entirely predictable because Israel has been waiting for this for 10 years and more, and the United States is, of course, under Republican rule now, and President Trump has been interested in establishing a legacy, and I think that ironically, one of the results of this may be that he'll get a Nobel Peace Prize. But I think that the United States despite the fact that he's talked about not getting involved in wars abroad, Trump has been quite interested in establishing the American presence and resuming its power in the region. So I think that the United States is going to be spending more time supporting its allies and resuming its global space.
Okay, let's back up a little bit. Tell us about the history of the conflict between Iran and Israel.
Well, the conflict between Iran and Israel has been going on since 1979, since the Iranian Revolution, when the dictatorship of the Shah was replaced with an Islamist theocratic republic, and Iran has been exporting its revolution to the rest of the Middle East. So Iran has been supporting terrorist organizations like Hezbollah and questionably, I suppose, Hamas and the Houthis and others. And Israel has been at the forefront of this export. Iran has been calling on the death of Jews, the death of America, the death of Israel. And so Israel, as I said, has been waiting to attack Iran's nuclear program because it has been the foremost threat to Israeli security in the region.
Okay, and we're almost out of time already, but quickly, what is the Canadian government, what stance has it taken?
Well, the Canadian government always goes with international law, and it has expressed concern that the attacks on Iran have been against international law. I think that Canada really doesn't have that great a role in the Middle East these days, but it has. We have shown through global affairs that we're at least interested in bringing Canadians home from both countries, Israel and Iran.
Tammy, thanks for your time today. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right, coming up, we're talking about water safety throughout the morning. Stay with us.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. And for this one, we are taking a trip to St. Louis. It is the Cubs and Cards. Brennan Donovan sends one deep to center field here. Pete Crow Armstrong tracking it. Whew, how about that? Makes the leaping grab at the wall. Beautiful. That was tough to see if it was going over. A fantastic catch either way. That right there, your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, it is the CONCACAF Gold Cup. You got Canada taking on El Salvador. Pre-game coverage beginning at 8 p.m. Central Time. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Enjoy the match and have a great day.
TSN Must See Moments brought to you by Super Blinds and Draperies, your Hunter Douglas shade provider for over 40 years.
Good morning. It is 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Thank you so much for being with us here on CTV Morning Live. There's just a few days left of school for our kids, and you're going to want to think about a gift for that teacher in your child's life. So we're going to have some gift ideas for you coming up at about 8:15, and then at 8:27, Rainbow Stage's summer season is almost here, and their next show is coming up. We're going to give you details on that, but first your headlines. Northern return, what residents of fire-evacuated communities will need to plan for once they get back. Graham reimagined. The days for buses along this thoroughfare are numbered. How the city plans to reconfigure all that space. And it might not seem like it, but in some parts of the world now, all the heat is on the slopes rather than at the beach. Bringing in Terry now. The heat, thank goodness, is not on the slopes here. We're going to have lots of heat today.
We sure will. My goodness, the very idea that you were talking about it snowing in other parts of the country today is a little bit mind-boggling. We are in the peak of summer season. Well, I guess it's technically just the start of summer season with the solstice having arrived on Friday. But kicking off the season in style, though it was a little bit cool this morning, we actually began the day at 5 degrees, well below seasonal, and we're still sitting a little off the mark of a normal 12. 9 degrees right now, but already starting to feel the warmth of it and seeing the beauty of it. Nothing but sunshine out there. Light winds out of the south, just 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure on the rise with the humidity sitting at 89%. Clear conditions all across southern Manitoba, as you can see, but it has been raining this morning in areas just to the north of us, and further north, the possibility of northern Manitoba also seeing some scattered showers developing into the afternoon. There you can see not quite as organized. The system continues off to the east, but even here in Winnipeg later today, the possibility that we start to see some thunderstorm activity developing. And with the kind of temperatures that we're expecting today, once they're starting to push up into those mid to high 20s, we know thunderstorms can develop in those conditions, but otherwise it's looking to be pretty clear. A few more clouds tomorrow, slightly cooler temperatures, but only lasting for a day before the mercury is on the rise again. And in fact, finishing off the week and kicking off the weekend with above seasonal temperatures and some possible early morning showers on Saturday. Beautiful summer portrait drawn by Bowie, 4 years old. What a talent you are, Bowie. Thank you for sending this in, and we want to see your art too. So draw a color, paint for us, take a picture of that art, and email us winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. The wildfire situation in northern Manitoba is improving, and with that, the province has lifted its state of emergency.
Do you miss Flin Flon?
Go back there.
You want to go back?
More than 21,000 people from Manitoba had been forced from their homes because of wildfires. The state of emergency had been in effect for more than a month, but now many people can go home this week. One warning from Flin Flon's mayor: many services there won't be available right away. The city is asking people to arrive home with 2 weeks worth of food. 12 communities are still under evacuation order. Big changes are coming to Graham Avenue in downtown Winnipeg as its 3 decades as a transit mall will end next week.
On Sunday, the buses will move off of Graham Avenue. And in just 3 weeks after that, we will completely transform this stretch of Graham.
Officials with the city, Downtown Biz, and Centre Venture are painting a picture of what we'll see, including art installations, artistic lighting, and street murals. You'll be able to sit in the shade on custom-built street furniture. Be on the lookout for new planters, picnic tables, and even ping pong tables.
Together, we're adding features that invite folks to play and enjoy the space. Maybe not what you always think about when you come downtown.
What we're starting on Graham Avenue will mark a turning point in how we envision, use, and experience our downtown.
Winnipeg's new primary transit network launches on Sunday. As part of the change, buses will no longer travel along much of Graham Avenue, but service will continue between Gary Street and Main Street, though the routes that service these stops will change. And the other major and much anticipated change coming to downtown takes effect this Friday. That's when, for the first time in 46 years, pedestrians will be able to cross legally, safely, and at ground level at the corner of Portage and Main. The project to transform the intersection began last November. CTV News created this time lapse showing the work being done over the winter and into the spring. The mayor and city council voted for the opening as cost estimates predicted it would be cheaper than fixing the existing underground concourse. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in The Hague this morning for the NATO summit, a day after signing a new security and defense pact with the European Union.
It will help us deliver on our new requirements for capabilities more rapidly and more effectively. Will help build our industries, secure our jurisdictions.
The new Security and Defense Pact is meant to diversify trade and defense industrial partnerships. It's also a first step toward more defense procurement from Europe and an eventual plan to get Canada into the Rearm Europe military program. Full meetings at the NATO summit are being held tomorrow when U.S. President Donald Trump will also attend. You may not be thinking about hitting the slopes today, but these people are. Ski season is off and running on the slopes of the Chilean Andes. Eager skiers and snowboarders came out after it snowed all night. Guests say it was an excellent start to the season. If you're feeling confused, remember in the southern hemisphere, their seasons are the opposite of ours. The Andean ski season usually lasts until October. Here's a look now what's going on Donald Street. Looks like things have picked up over here, moving slowly, but overall moving. No issues to tell you about in this part of the city. If you see any problems out there, though, please let us know.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
And if you're trying to beat the heat this summer, there are many different pools available throughout the city. Ainsley McPhail is at one of those pools this morning, telling us more about that. Good morning.
Good morning. Carol Doden Park, to be exact, Rochelle. And we're going to answer that question, just how many, alongside Vanessa Minchin. Good morning, Vanessa.
Morning.
How many city pools are there? Indoor, outdoor, the whole mix?
We've got 11 indoor pools. 2 are currently closed for renovation. We've got Piscine Bunny Vitel Pool that's closed and St. James Civic Center. We've also got Transcona Indoor Pool that's closed for the season because Transcona Aquatic Park is open. We've got 8 outdoor pools. 5 are heated and 3 are non-heated, which offer free admission. Those are Freight House, Provencher, and Windsor Park Pool.
So when they come to a space like this, point out the different amenities of what they can expect.
So you want to check in at the front desk, which is kind of back there. Then you're going to want to go to the changing rooms. We have 2 large gender-specific changing rooms, which have showers, bathroom stalls, lockers, and we also have 2 private, smaller changing rooms as well. Over here, we've got the splash pad. Over here, you want to make sure that you supervise your kids because they can get kind of deep in the center there. Right across from the splash pad, we've got the beach entry. And this allows easy access into the pool, as well as water wheelchairs can use this space as well to get in. As you get further into the water, it gets progressively deeper. We have some lane ropes set up over there. And you can do your deep end swim test over there to gain entry into the deep end. Once you complete your laps, you'll get a wristband and you'll be able to access the deep end. For the kids who don't meet the height requirement but wish to use the water slide, they also can do a swim test with the PFD or life jacket on. And once they complete that, they'll get an ankle band. And then over there, we've got the water slides. Lifeguards are stationed at the top and the bottom to ensure that rules are followed and the slides are used safely. On the other side of the lane ropes, we've got the deep end with 3 springboards, and you just want to make sure you clear that area after you jump in.
Cannonball. People might have some questions. If they do, who should they talk to?
So you can visit winnipeg.ca or you can phone 311. You also can check in at the front desk there and ask some questions as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump. No, I'm just kidding. I keep saying that, Rochelle. Did I spook you?
You did. Yes, you did. Good job. Thank you, Ainsley.
Oh.
Well, cops are reminding parents to talk to their teens about predatory behavior online. Child exploitation offenses are rising in Canada, and with summer break, more time may be spent on their phones or playing video games. CTV's Yvonne Raymond has more on the timely messaging.
While students close their textbooks for summer break, cautionary reminders are out on the need to stay vigilant scrolling online.
A big reminder for children is to only speak to people you know and not to share any type of personal information with people you've never met and you can't validate their identity.
The newly formed Greater Victoria Integrated Child Exploitation Team has 70 local files on its desk this year.
We're dealing with a lot of child luring, a lot of possession and distribution of child pornography.
And the number of kids being tricked into seeing or taking part in online encounters of a sexual nature has been rising across Canada.
Wow, I'm surprised. It's growing and growing the number, but I think as a parents, we can do many things differently from home and try to protect them from these things.
When you have a smartphone in hand and you have apps like Snapchat, Instagram, what have you installed, that is a way for people on the outside to directly connect with your kids. And that is the source of a lot of the harm that we see that comes in through cybertip.ca.
Young people are encouraged to use privacy settings, turn off location services.
Doing reverse image search on a profile picture, and you can see that, oh, this has been recycled many times, or this is a celebrity, and therefore a good red flag that this account is fake. But again, that's a lot of thinking, critical thinking to put on the backs of, 12, 13, 14-year-olds. And that's precisely the reason why so much harm is happening, because that's basically what the line of defense is currently.
The centre responsible for Canada's national cyber tip reporting line wants to see more technology-based regulations in the quest to keep kids safe. Yvonne Raymond, CTV News.
Looking through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years, and it is stunning out there. Very few clouds, kicking off your morning with plenty of sunshine and starting finally to feel the heat of it all. Well, not heat, but we're first and foremost back to seasonal. Took a few hours to get there. We started out as cool as 5 degrees this morning, and that was well below what you would expect for this time of year, this time of morning. But now finally up to 12 degrees, that seasonal low is being reached. You can see double digits showing up through parts of southern Manitoba, but there's still a few places in those high single digits. Morden, Winkler, Portage, Roblin, Swan River, even up into the Paw, 9 degrees. Now, once we're moving into northern Manitoba, you would expect some cooler temperatures to kick yourself off in the morning, but already now seeing some double digits in parts of the north where the sun is shining. Other places will still have a few extra clouds lingering today and maybe even some precipitation developing into the afternoon. Where we've been watching the rain so far this morning is cutting through central Manitoba. Showers which might make an appearance through parts of the north, and in fact, we may even see a possible thunderstorm developing later on today. But certainly a sunny start to your day, and now 12 degrees as we're sending kids off to school for one of the last few days. The countdown is on. By the time they're coming home today, 25 degrees. Those winds will be increasing, getting stronger out of the southwest, and at times they may even be gusting to about 50 kilometers per hour. That chance of thunderstorms today, slightly cooler, slightly cloudier tomorrow, back up to seasonal, and then the heat is on as we're looking to the end of the weekend into the coming weekend. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live School Day Forecast is brought to you by Rainbow Stage, your season to sing.
Good morning, it's 8:15. The Winnipeg Folk Festival is celebrating a milestone this summer, and we want you to have the whole experience. Folk Fest is 50 in 2025. As always, it will feature music, workshops, and a whole lot more. And you could be there to make memories of your own. We're giving away tickets for the entire weekend, plus quiet camping for you and 3 friends. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and tell us your favorite memory, whether it's from the first festival or the 49th. Maybe share a picture or two. Good luck.
Canada's benchmark stock index, the S&P TSX Composite, rose yesterday by almost half a percentage point and will begin today's trading day at 26,609 points. Stocks also rose in the U.S. yesterday, and futures contracts on the three main U.S. stock indices were higher this morning. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, the semiconductor maker that has become a leader in the artificial intelligence boom, could sell as many as 6 million shares of the company this year. At NVIDIA's current share price, selling that number of shares would result in proceeds to Huang of $865 million U.S. He and the company have agreed on a stock sale plan, in part to avoid causing concern in the market. And the Canadian dollar was trading at 72.9 cents U.S. this morning. From the BNN Bloomberg Newsroom in Toronto, I'm Paul Bagnall.
The school year is coming quickly to an end this week, and if you're looking for gift ideas for your child's teacher, the Forks may be your destination. The Forks Trading Company has a lot of unique teacher appreciation gifts that are thoughtful and made in Canada. Joining us now from the Forks Trading Company is Carla Giesbrecht-Watt. Good morning.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you brought so many things here. That's what's great about your store. Why is it important to get a really unique gift for the teacher in your child's life?
You know, our teachers work so hard and they get a little bit of time off in summer, so we just want to say thank you, and we have so many gifts that you can pick from.
And it's important to support local because that's where we're at right now. Absolutely. With the political climate that we're in, and you have a lot of different locally made Canadian products, right?
Yes, we have over 150 local makers in the store, and there's such a wide variety. They're such unique gifts. Things that you might not be able to find somewhere else.
Okay, so then we have lots to cover here.
Yes.
We're gonna start to my right. Tell us a little bit about what we've got here. This really cool t-shirt.
Yeah, so we've got some graphic apparel, silk screen by a local artist. We also have another local brand, Payless. If you have a teacher in your life that likes the outdoors, we have a little outdoors section. The campfire crackle is really cool. It's right down there. You start your fire with it. We also, have lots of snacks in our food store that we opened on the main floor of the Forks Market. So you can just go and find food, and we have kitchenwares, and for the people that like snacking and baking, we also have these local brands here. So if you like the sweets.
This is Zesty Original.
Yes.
Lady Dies Snackers.
Yeah, so they're pretzels with a little bit of zest.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Made in Manitoba as well.
Yes, absolutely. Everything is here is made in Manitoba or made in Canada.
I'm intrigued. And then chocolates are always nice.
Yes, chocolates are great. And then we also have Jeannie's Bakery shortbread cookies.
Very iconic.
Yes, this is actually exclusive to our store. We have her package them and make them for our store.
Really?
Yeah, so it's the shortbread at the bottom of the cakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always go for that over the top of the cake for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it just depends what part of the cake you like.
Okay, and then mugs are always really great for teachers too.
Especially when they want to have something on their desk and they're waiting for some tea or some coffee. We have some dang good tea over here as well. This is made in Manitoba. It's actually
What is this, mustard?
So this is actually tea.
Oh, it's tea.
Yeah, so you mix it with water. It's more of a paste.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
cool.
Yeah, and then we have our nice summery mugs here, and those are also made in Manitoba by a potter here.
Okay.
If you like the fruit and you like growing. We also have some relaxation products here. If your teacher's needs a little bit of break in summer, you can
hot and cold pain relief neck wrap, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, you can heat it up in the microwave, or you can, put it in your freezer when you need to relax. We also have lots of candles.
I can't even believe this.
Yes, this one's really neat because it's a bookworm, so perfect for a teacher. That's the scent.
Oh, really? I want to smell it. Can I smell it?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. So nice. Citrus tobacco, it said. Okay, the pencil crayon book cake, or the...
Yes.
Pencil.
Do you remember those?
I do. That's what I grew up on. What
Isn't
is
that
this?
so neat?
It's
so it's a pencil case made by a local artist.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, so he gets the graphic onto the fabric and sews
Director
it.
Kim is just going nuts in my ear. She just loves this.
Yes, isn't it so neat?
It's so cute.
His brand is called Winnipeg North of Fargo, and he also has tea towels and a bunch of different things.
Oh, so fun. Okay, scrunchies are good, cards are good, earrings. You have so many to choose from. I like this little, like the little stand, IT teach What's Your Superpower. It's so sweet.
That's really neat.
Very thoughtful. Okay, where can people find you?
We're at the Forks Trading Company at the Forks Market.
It's a big store.
It's a big store on the second floor.
Yeah.
And then we also have the food store on the main floor. So it's right by the circular stairs in the middle.
And you have a few days left to get that gift, so get on it. All right. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thanks for having us.
Look at all this, Terry. So many to choose from. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, teachers, they're the lucky ones. All the gifts at the end of the year and then 2 months off. I'm jealous of you teachers, but good work, because I know you put it through a lot through the year. So hats off to all the teachers around, and I hope you get spoiled at this time of year. Kids are going to be pretty lucky too. Countdown is on to summer vacation. Summer technically arrived on Friday, the season itself, and boy, is it ever feeling like it now. Standing out here under the sunshine with the warmth of it all, 12 degrees. We're finally at seasonal low temperatures. I say finally because we actually started out quite cool this morning at 5 degrees, but making some gains now as the sun is climbing a little higher in the sky. Still with the light winds, they're out of the south, just 18 clicks. They will be getting stronger though later on today. The pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 77%. So grab those sunglasses, find your spot on the patio. You might want to camp out there all day long. It is going to be beautiful, but a little bit breezy. Winds picking up through the afternoon. And we do even have the possibility of a thunderstorm developing. That'll be for later on today after we're reaching those hot highs. Central Manitoba, that's where the rain is falling this morning, and parts of northern Manitoba may see some scattered showers later today, with some slightly cooler temperatures topping out in the mid to high teens up north. But here in the south, mid-20s, slightly cooler tomorrow, but only for a day before the mercury is on the rise again, and we'll be feeling the heat all weekend. Our picture today, beautiful shot taken in Miami, Manitoba of the Railway Museum. Looks like a fun place to check out. Thanks to Jeanette for the photo, and keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Weather brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful at 900 Lorimer Boulevard, featuring Hunter Douglas shades.
The largest camera ever made is sending back spectacular scenes of our solar system. The images, the focus of a party at the University of Toronto. CTV's Jessica Smith reports.
Images that are truly out of this world.
In the images that we saw, we had galaxies nearby to us. We had very far away galaxies. There were objects we'd never seen before. And this is just the tiniest snapshot.
Here you can see Simone Survey Telescope.
The first images from the Evacuee Rubin Observatory in Chile, the Earth's largest camera, have made their way back to Earth.
The first images are amazing. Even knowing kind of, on paper what was going to come out, to actually see the images and the resolution is pretty awe-inspiring.
The telescope has been under construction for nearly 2 decades, and this week marks the first few images sent back from space.
Very soon the telescope will start real operations, which means it'll start giving us data all the time, and really we'll have to run to keep up with it, which is exciting.
The live stream of the first findings were shared around the world, including to students and professors at the University of Toronto.
Even though we're watching from the US, this is a really big moment for Canada, because it means that we actually will be able to do science with the data as well and discover these incredible things.
Over the next decade, the Rubin Observatory is set to create the ultimate time-lapse of the Southern Hemisphere. The public is encouraged to follow along by visiting rubinobservatory.org. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
It brings a flavor of 80s rock, and it includes tunes from Poison, Whitesnake, and Foreigner. The Rainbow Stage has a big summer ahead. 2 big productions are happening, including Frozen and Rock of Ages, and Rock of Ages starts on Thursday. Joining us now from Rainbow Stage is Carson Natras. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a late night of rock and roll in the park. We've got people lined up outside the theater listening. It's
no
amazing.
way.
Yeah.
Just listening to you rehearse.
Oh, yeah. We're just filling Kildonan Park and Fraser's Grove Park across the river with rock and roll.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about this show, Rock of Ages. It's really all the songs from the 80s that we grew up with. Tell us a little bit about what people can expect.
Well, the story revolves around a small town girl and a city boy who find love in Los Angeles. A little interrupted by sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Okay.
But, just like any good rainbow show, they find their way home at the end and find love, but all set to the music that defined the 80s. We got Styx, White Snake, Poison, REO Speedwagon. It's just nonstop.
Yeah,
Foreigner.
So many good tunes, right?
Well, it's the kind of thing that this was one of the longest running shows in Broadway history. Like, it almost doesn't make sense until you realize that these songs are actually in the bones of people. It's our season to sing. Like, between Rock of Ages and Frozen, you're coming in knowing the tunes.
Right.
And so we're bringing this music to the fans. Like, this is for fans of this music, and the show is set in the mid to late 80s, roughly, as we say, and it has a great sense of humor. It's super funny, and so it's just an awesome date night, or for families that have kids over 15. Also just an awesome night out.
It sounds perfect. Okay, so let's talk about this season, because you have two big shows this year, Rock of Ages and of course Frozen. We've been talking about Frozen forever, and you're selling like crazy.
It is kind of bonkers. Like, Rock of Ages has eclipsed the other shows that we do in July. Frozen has eclipsed all the shows that we've ever done. So I think it's the both of these shows are in our bones. They're in the culture. They just touch people's hearts, and they're, and then you add to the fact that you're going to come to the magic of Rainbow Stage, sitting under the stars, under the dome, in open air in a beautiful summer. It's pretty rad.
And so when you're rehearsing and you see people lining up in the park, are they actually singing along?
Oh yeah. Like, there are literally people who will stop their bikes, like sit on the grass, and it just looks like a 1980s date.
That's awesome. Okay, so people are allowed to sing when they watch the show live?
Absolutely. Like, it is, like I said, this music is for the fans, and so it'd be ridiculous for us to not ask them to sing along. Like, the whole show is designed for that. It's kind of like how people love to go to Mamma Mia, and that show kind of elicits a community
of
experience.
Singers.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Rock of Ages, it's like, even when I'm in rehearsal, I'm just dancing in the aisles and singing and just getting everyone used to it, because like, it's coming. Okay,
so the show starts Thursday, runs until July the 12th.
That's right.
And you're selling like crazy, so people need to buy tickets.
You got to get your tickets now, and rainbowstage.ca.
Okay.
204-989-0888.
There you go.
Get those tickets.
Thank you so much for doing this. And again, if you want more information, we do have a link on our website.
Rock and roll.
All right, kicking off your Tuesday morning. We've got so much sunshine out there. You're going to want to slather up and grab those sunglasses too. And just know it's going to be heating up throughout the day today. Right now it's 12 degrees with south winds 18 kilometers per hour. The pressure rising and the humidity is sitting at 77%. Yeah, it's beautiful and bright. Very few clouds out there for now. We might see a few more clouds building up later on this afternoon. Where we're currently seeing those clouds, they've got some showers tucked in them, and they're rolling through central Manitoba right now. A little more expected through parts of northern Manitoba for later on today. The possibility of some light and scattered showers. Although for Churchill, further up into the north, just beautiful, bright and sunny. You're headed to a high of 18 degrees, pretty much bang on seasonal, or maybe even slightly above. Whereas other places might be just a couple degrees shy of seasonal, lacking in sunshine with those extra clouds and the possibility of some scattered showers rolling through. But again, showers through parts of northern Manitoba, never a bad thing, especially, I mean, the situation with the fires is perhaps improving in that the air quality has been better for the last couple of days, but we know there is still a situation that could use more rain. So thankfully, Mother Nature, she's delivering through the more central part of the province and further north of us. Sunnier conditions all through the southern part of the province with mid-20 temps expected. Bang on seasonal would be 25. We might even go just beyond that to about 26 today, with that activity just to the north of us, but the possibility later on into the afternoon that we too see a thunderstorm developing. Off to the east of us, pretty clear, bright and sunny, maybe just a couple degrees cooler through parts of northwestern Ontario. We might be a couple degrees cooler for tomorrow with a few extra clouds hanging around. We're also going to notice winds picking up over the next couple of days. Then it's back to the seasonal temperatures before the mercury is on the rise, and it looks like it's going to be hot for the weekend and maybe even a little bit soggy with some showers or thunderstorms overnight Friday into Saturday morning.
Thank you, Terry. Smart water meters are on their way for the city of Winnipeg, and now the public service is recommending against an opt-out option. The technology allows meters to be read remotely from a central location using radio transmitters. In its report, the public service says offering an opt-out program tends to result in very low uptake, and it would cost about $250,000 annually to maintain the old system. Instead, it suggests rolling out a public awareness campaign on the safety of the transmitters and giving customers the option to have the antennas installed outside their homes at their own expense. The report goes before councillors Friday. A house is the largest single investment most of us will ever make, and the size of that investment has been growing steadily in recent years as the price of single detached homes increase.
So that's about a 40% increase. So yeah, for those, especially first-time buyers, saving up for that down payment, yeah, you got to save now, 5% down of $460,000 as opposed to $275,000.
According to the Winnipeg Real Estate Board, the average price for a detached home in Winnipeg was roughly $275,000 in 2015. 10 years later, that price has spiked to $460,000. And then you have closing costs, the land transfer tax, legal fees, and other expenses. So before calling a real estate agent, you need to sit down with your banker.
That involves being pre-approved, getting your income verified, knowing where the down payment is coming from, getting all that verified so that when you make that offer, you know you're going to be able to move forward.
The Winnipeg Real Estate Board says it's seeing more townhouses and single attached homes gaining popularity among those looking to buy. Voters in Elmwood, East Kildonan will be heading to the polls for a by-election on October 25th. It comes after the death of Jason Schreier, who died suddenly in April. Schreier was the son of former Premier Ed Schreier and was first elected to City Council in 2014. At last check, there were no registered candidates listed on the city's website. Residents will also vote for 2 trustees in the Louis Riel and Pembina Trail school divisions. Statistics Canada says the annual pace of inflation held steady at 1.7% in May as cooling shelter costs helped tame price pressures. Shelter costs rose 3% in May, StatsCan said, marking a slowdown from 3.4% in April. The agency singled out Ontario as the major source of rent relief in the country. Slowing population growth and a jump in new supply helped dampen rent hikes in May. Mortgage interest costs, meanwhile, decelerated for the 21st consecutive month and lower interest rates from the Bank of Canada. Economists had broadly expected inflation would remain unchanged heading into today. The disease affects more than 100 million North Americans, but many people don't know they have it. If left untreated, fatty liver disease can lead to many deadly conditions. CNN's Mandy Gaither has more on the disease and what one person who has it wants everyone to know.
In 2001, at the age of 45, Pam Miller went in for gastric bypass surgery.
I was finally going to get rid of all the weight that I had because I weighed nearly 300 pounds then.
But she says that surgery was aborted. There was a major problem with her liver, and she had no idea.
I really had no symptoms. Even my blood work was normal.
Back then, Miller says she didn't know anything about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's caused by a buildup of fat in the liver that interferes with the organ's functioning, and that's what she was diagnosed with. On top of that, her doctor told her it was stage 4.
He told me I had approximately 6 years to live, that there was no cure, and, basically, good luck.
Miller decided to get a second opinion at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center and learned about how lifestyle changes can help. For her, that meant weight loss.
It's so important to really increase awareness for this condition and for patients to ask their doctors whether or not they need to be screened for it.
Dr. Vivek Mendarada says sometimes blood work can detect a problem, but there's also a screening called FibroScan that quickly examines the liver.
It's essentially just an ultrasound that takes about 10 or 15 minutes. There's no poking, no needles.
It's now been 24 years since her diagnosis, and Miller is still maintaining healthy habits.
I think this is God's will, that I'm supposed to get out and teach others that you need to listen to your body.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Here's a look now what's happening at Kenniston and Sterling Lyon. Things are moving well over here. No issues to tell you about at this point. If you see any trouble on the street, let us know. Here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.41. The provincial average is lower at $1.33. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.32. The lowest price in the city is $1.24. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
Price at the pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and a tax receipt for value of your car.
Let's check in now on our question of the day, where we asked you if you had to pick one perfect teacher gift, what would it be? Susan says a collage from the year with signatures. Thank you, Susan. April says a generous gift card to a local store or mall where they can treat themselves to whatever they want. Thank you so much for your responses. Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's been hanging out at the pool all morning, and it's all about water safety and reminders on how to stay safe this summer. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. That is, of course, top of mind, especially heading into that long weekend. Now, this weather is making me want to either be at the pool or even be at the beach. Kelsey Taylor joins us to share some of those safety tips. And while these are super cute, they might not be the best idea for the beach. Why is that, Kelsey?
So these are a bit of a smaller version than what we normally see at the beach, but a lot of the time these types of floaties, when somebody gets on them, they can drift out into the water. And as we all know, we have some pretty huge lakes in Manitoba, and it can cause some trouble for people getting pulled out a little bit too far.
And this is something that they're seeing quite frequently.
Yeah, some of the emergency responders that are close to our lakes are finding they're doing about 40 rescues every summer of folks that have been pulled out into the water.
When it comes to beach safety, what are things that people, I mean, common sense ain't so common sometimes, that's the phrase, but should really be thinking about, especially heading into the summer months?
A really important thing to consider is supervision of your family, your friends, who you came to the beach with. One of our suggestions from the Life Saving Society is maybe dress everyone in the same color so that it's a lot easier to keep an eye on your children. A lot of people think just glancing at their phone or their book for a few minutes isn't going to matter, but with so many people on the beach, people can kind of be lost in the crowd pretty quickly.
And making sure as well that we're staying close, especially with those little ones.
Yeah, so we recommend that you keep your children within arm's reach of you, not your adult arm, but their arm. So if you have a 2-year-old or 3-year-old, they should be able to reach out and grab you, and that's what we mean when we say within arm's reach.
Those little ones, they're pretty quick, so you got to have eyes everywhere. Anything else? I mean, I know that people are going to be, especially in Manitoba, spending time in water, but before we're at a time in about 30 seconds.
So just recommending that you can definitely have these types of floaties. They're so fun. They're so cute. You can get them everywhere now. I'm considering keeping them in your backyard pools as opposed to taking them out to the beaches this summer.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Kelsey. We've been spending the morning with Life Saving Society Manitoba. Head to a link on our website. They've got tons of resources, or, stay safe at a city pool. It's certainly a great day to do that.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Out on the rooftop, yeah, you can feel the heat.
Yep.
Those flowers need some water.
That's just it. I think it could be a couple of days. There's a possibility this afternoon that we're going to get some shower activity, but then after that is going to be days. I want my flowers to be hydrated and looked after. They're looking gorgeous now. I mean, we got that rain over the weekend and then the sunshine now. I mean, it was cool a little bit yesterday, a little bit cloudy too. But my goodness, are we making up for it this morning with all the sunshine and the heat that we're going to be feeling as well. 12 degrees now, which is finally seasonal. And I say that because it was cool this morning. 5 degrees, that's where we kick things off. But we've made some impressive gains already, and we'll continue to make impressive gains throughout the day today, ending up even slightly above seasonal once we're reaching our expected high this afternoon. Not everybody's going to be feeling the heat today, and not everybody's going to be soaking up the sunshine. Some places just getting soaked with the rain moving through. That's for central Manitoba, but even parts of northern Manitoba, some possible scattered showers into the afternoon. Now, I mentioned we have the possibility of some thunderstorms later today with temperatures up in those mid-20s. You know they could develop in those conditions. But then after that, it is looking like it's going to remain dry right through the rest of the weekend into the coming weekend. Taking a break right now. We'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live weather brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
Good morning, it's 8:44. A warning now to millions of workers about the threat of artificial intelligence, and it's coming from the Canadian known as the godfather of AI. CTV's John Valley-Rao explains.
Indiana gonna win, baby! In an advertising first, this completely AI-generated commercial recently ran on American primetime TV. No one you see is real. Everything created in 2 days using text prompts. Until now, the ad would have required hiring a production crew, and it's an example of the kind of job disruption this Canadian AI pioneer worries about.
I think if you make lots and lots of people unemployed, even if they get universal basic income, they're not going to be happy.
University of Toronto professor Jeffrey Hinton is a Nobel Prize-winning computer scientist.
If I worked in a call center, I'd be terrified.
On a podcast, he said the tech he helped to develop could soon enable one person to do the work of 10, and fears job losses are already beginning to happen.
And I think for mundane intellectual labor, AI is just going to replace everybody.
This all comes as Amazon's CEO recently told employees expanded use of AI will reduce its total corporate workforce in the next few years. Already, university graduates are having a tough time landing that first job, and AI adoption likely a contributing factor.
In technical fields like computer science, graduates are having a harder than usual time finding positions.
According to StatsCan, 3 out of 5 Canadian workers are employed in occupations with a high potential for exposure to AI. As for how smart chatbots are, a group gave them an IQ test for humans.
Last year at this time, the top model had an IQ of about 97. This year, it had an IQ of 137.
Hinton was asked what job he'd tell his own kids to get if they needed one.
Trained to be a plumber.
Really?
Yeah.
Something a machine can't do for now. John Valley-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
From The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, and Mario Brothers, if you love gaming and you love the video games music, a new Winnipeg orchestra is dedicated to playing your favorite video game songs. The Winnipeg Video Game Orchestra is a brand new community band, and joining us now is the director of the Winnipeg Video Game Orchestra, Dan Bjornson, and musician James Pellet. Good morning to both of you.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, video games obviously have been a part of your life for a long, long time. What is it about the music that sticks out to you?
It's just a certain nostalgia that goes with those melodies that just triggers certain emotions, gives you goosebumps. It's similar to if you grew up with different movies, just the different roaring, James or John Williams scores that just arouse a certain emotion out of you. And we feel like video games do that as well for so many people around the world.
So what video games would trigger that for you?
Oh, for me, it is, like I said, Zelda, the Final Fantasy games, some of the more recent games like Undertale or another newer game called Outer Wilds, just like open up the waterworks for me, to be totally honest. Yes, oh, absolutely.
What about you, James?
I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. I have markings from the games all over my body, so the
we gotta show the audience. Show us. That is incredible.
Final Fantasy 1, the original. Nobuo Uematsu, who's the composer for Final Fantasy games, was a huge reason why I went into music. Music is based off of a lot of kind of like metal inspiration put into a classical style, and so that growing up with that and playing those games, that's really what drove me to music and what made me want to actually become a musician.
So you two work together, teaching music to others, and then you've been chatting about creating this orchestra since February, right?
Yeah.
This is a fairly new thing.
Yes, so we had our first rehearsals just this past May, and then we had our first performance, you see it on the screen there, just this past week. We were supposed to play at the Manitoba Band Association outdoor community band festival, which got rained out, completely rained out, and the wonderful Dr. Dawson asked us to perform at this concert, and so we were able to play at that point and present those. So.
And so it's official. This orchestra is now on.
You betcha.
And so what sort of response did you get from the audience when they heard those songs?
Just great response, even from, you can see in the video some of the audience members who aren't really into video games just kind of enjoying it, like, this is really cool, this is nice, this is different than what we're usually listening to. And for the fans, it's just been a huge, overwhelmingly positive response. And from the musicians as well, like to have the opportunity to play to play this music. That was such an important part of their lives. Has been very important to them too.
And gaming is huge right now. So how do you select which songs you're going to play?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. One is just, is the repertoire available? We are going to be looking at creating new repertoire, there's a ton of local talents of composers and arrangers to make the music for us, to write it down for us to play. There are some groups in other cities across Canada who have done that work as well, and we're using some of their rep. But also just, I asked the band, and what do you want us to play? And they mostly said Zelda, but there's some other options as well, and we continue that conversation.
And so how big is this orchestra?
At this first concert, we were about 39 people, and the sky's the limit. I've got about 48 people on a list of people that can potentially join us. So just, I'm not putting a cap on it, really.
We had more ask to join us after the concert too.
Really?
Yeah.
So what did it mean to you, James, to perform in front of an audience some of your favorite video game songs?
It has always, something that I've always wanted to do, even when I was doing schooling, when I went to university as a musician, was just find some way to tap some kind of video game music into a recital or a performance. Never got the chance to do that, unfortunately, so this is kind of like the performance dream come true, right? It's not for me playing in professional orchestra or anything like that. It's being able to play the tunes that I grew up with and that made me want to play. Okay,
so this is fairly new. You have a show coming up in the fall. Where can people find you?
So we're on YouTube, youtube.com/@WinnipegVGO, and Winnipeg Video Game Orchestra on Facebook. We're in the planning process of that right now. Keep an eye out for mid to late fall. We're planning on doing multiple shows a year.
Cool. Maybe you could come and perform for us here in studio.
You'll need a little more space.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing this. And of course, if you do want more information on the orchestra, you can check out a link on our website.
Thank you.
That sounds like a lot of fun. All right. It is gorgeous outside this morning. Finally back to seasonal temperatures after a bit of a cool start to your day, but now it's 12 degrees with a light wind out of the south. It's just 18 kilometers per hour, but it will be getting stronger. Pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 77%. Nothing but sunshine out there to kick off your Tuesday morning. It's looking good. It's feeling good now after, like I said, a cool start, but it's been a soggy start through central Manitoba, and we're still watching that system of showers passing through, with the possibility that northern Manitoba will also see some scattered precipitation developing later today. But even here in the south, the possibility remains that a thunderstorm develops into the afternoon. That'll be after we're feeling the heat of it all. 26 degrees on tap, stronger winds increasing, but plenty of sunshine this morning. A few extra clouds tomorrow, slightly cooler temps only for a day. We're back on the rise and feeling the heat as we're looking toward the end of the week and weekend. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center.
Salon services provided by S-Antique Spa Salon.
Well, let's wrap up this Tuesday show. Here's a couple that gets along swimmingly. Take a look. This golden retriever and river otter are the best of friends. The playful pup dives and dips around the calm canine and even goes on his back every now and again. It's a real-life Disney movie.
Oh my goodness.
Little buddies.
Yeah, I'd take a ride every once in a while. That's tiring.
Well, here's nothing fishy about this friendship. This dog isn't being coy about liking his aquatic acquaintances. Check out the friendly fish as they swim up to the pooch and gently nibble on his paws.
This mutual curiosity is the most adorable thing.
He's not going anywhere, that dog. He's loving it. And lastly, a cat burglar that got caught but just kept on going. There's the moment he realizes he's being watched, but without another thought, he grabs a bag of treats and just goes. And sure enough, this cat definitely came back the very next day.
The most brazen jerks. I think that's why I love cats so much.
They just don't care. Well, that does it for us. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.